I want to let you know that I have some new tour dates to announce. Charlottesville, VA on February 1. Raleigh, North Carolina, February 2. Columbia, South Carolina, February 3. And Knoxville, Tennessee, go Big Orange, on February 4 at the Knoxville Coliseum. As well, State College, PA on February 7th. Syracuse, New York, February 8th, and Amherst, Massachusetts on February 9th. Get your tickets early starting Wednesday, November 29th at 10 a.m. local time with code RATKING. General on sale starts Friday, December 1 at 10 a.m. local time. All tickets available at theovon.com/TOUR. Don't buy through secondary sites if the prices are jacked up. Just wait. We'll come on back through town. But looking forward to bringing the tour near you. Thank you for the support. Today's guest has a new comedy special coming out on Netflix on December 5th. He's the pride of Baltimore and one of the most entertaining young men in the universe. Today's guest is Mr. Stavros Halkias.
Shine that light on me. I'll sit and tell you my stories. Shine on me, and I will find a song I will sing it.
I knew an Albanian girl. She got her. I remember she got her belly button braided. Sorry.
I love it. We're good.
She was the only girl that had cornrows outside of her belly button.
Oh yeah, a fierce people. Not saying anything about your wife, my friend.
Yeah.
But my producer, Albanian, also.
Really?
Yeah, eldest, my boy, big dumb, block-headed Albanian piece of shit.
And so what is, because we just referenced, guys, Stavros Halkias is here
What's
today.
up, bros?
We're going to talk about his new special, and that's coming out on Netflix. When is it?
December 5th, Fat Rascal.
Next week, bro.
Yeah, that's right, dude.
Congratulations,
Thank you,
man.
bro. Thank you.
Wow, this is your first one on there?
First one on there. I did my own
On YouTube. Yep.
And then I've just been putting out a bunch of shit on YouTube and, social media and shit. So, yeah, we put it out there.
There's something that, well, two things. First of all, we talked about the producer today, Alex Lagos, is in, and he married an Albanian.
Yes, that's right. He did, which, sleep with one eye open. That's what I would say. Don't leave any livestock unattended. She might abscond with your goats.
Why is that? Do they just have like a hankering for animals?
Dude, so in Greece, Albanians are like, it borders Greece, right?
Okay.
My best friend growing up, Albanian, but like the relationship of like Albania and Greece is like what you might say like Mexico is to America, where it's like there's a lot of illegal immigrants that like will take any job just to be in the country. That shows you how shitty Albania is. Like Greece's economy is what they want to get in on. You know what I mean?
Greece just went bankrupt a few years ago.
Yeah. But like literally, and my family's from Athens, so it's like, we're fucking high class, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got the Parthenon right there. But I went to visit, I went to visit.
We got it right there.
It's right that you can see it, bro. I went to visit my friend from Baltimore. Our families were in Greece at the same time, and we drove to his like hillbilly ass hick like village. And
in Albania?
Right, like northern Greece, closer to Albania.
Okay.
These motherfuckers like still had an outhouse. They had indoor plumbing, but they just had it for the love of the game, just to also shit outside.
Shitting outdoors, that really,
yeah.
You know what I'm
it
saying?
connects you to Mother Gaia.
Oh yeah, it's like take that, government. You know,
I don't need the fucking Department of Sanitation telling me where to shit.
That's one vote for Trump right there, dude. Every time you shit in the yard,
dude.
homie.
Absolutely. That's how they're taking the census. They're counting how many turds are under people's yards. But we went to his fucking village, and they straight up had. This was the year. This must have been 2002, they had an Albanian indentured servant. I'm not even kidding.
Oh, wow.
They had this motherfucker that like wasn't allowed upstairs. He had his own little fucking basement apartment, and they were like, yeah, we couldn't. The last Albanian took our shoes, so we couldn't trust him in the fucking main house anymore. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? I'm coming from Baltimore, and I'm like, they have light Albanian slavery in these fucking in these villages, dude.
Hey,
this was 2000, post 9/11. It was crazy.
And you can vote right now on slavery right now on the on the YouTube. No, look, man. I think if the first time you see shoes, that's fucking.
Yeah, laces.
You're like, damn, look at these body tires.
This will help. Yeah.
So I guess Albanians. And is there a mental issue with them? Because
I think so.
Really?
I would no. I think I think that's what they would. This particular guy, I don't remember his name. 100% had a bit of a mental issue.
Oh, yeah.
Big smiler, let's say.
Oh, yeah.
My boy had big smiler, not the best teeth. That did not slow him down for 1 second. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
oh, dude, no windows, but still cutting the lights on.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's my kind of joy.
Doesn't skip a beat. They're just hurling, insults at him, and he's just taking it with a grin and getting some fresh well water for supper. You know what I mean? Doesn't bother him at all.
Heavy petter, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of dude that'll just stir a thing of hot soup with his hand.
Absolutely. Those nerves have been dead for years. Those nerves have been dead after multiple raccoon bites. That thumb is dead, dude.
Hey, let's just say hip hop her rabies, dog. Okay.
Yeah, they should study him, dude.
Yeah.
How he survived.
They should study him. It would take about 40 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. If you go, well, it would be there's one extra something. There's an extra that would take a little longer.
But dude, that extra chromosome, there's also. It must have creatine in it because a lot of people that are, men, a lot of people call them mentals or, people that are missing in action but aren't missing.
Sure.
Those people are they're
absolutely
the torque that's in them.
They're literally they're one extra amount dude. So they are stronger. They're hyper masculine. That's that extra chromosome.
Is that true?
Absolutely, yeah.
So the extra chromosome,
or at least that's one type, one style.
Okay.
I don't know if we're talking Downs right now, I believe. I had a friend whose son had the extra, and I think the extra X is girls, Y is dudes, I believe. So if you're XYY, that means you're like a turbo bro.
Yeah.
So those motherfuckers, hairy, eyebrows, wild, jacked, jacking off fast, at a young age.
They can jack off and then catch it on their eyebrows.
Absolutely. We're talking
It's like hanging up the Christmas lights.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Look what Randy.
An icicle. Yeah.
Bells. Dude, we had uncle, he used to masturbate in his sleep, right? He had I think he had an iron deficiency or something. And so that whenever he stayed over, my mom make him wear these jingle bells on his wrists.
Ironically, the more they jingle, a little iron probably peeled off. Went into his bloodstream. His hand full of iron, puts it on his open cock, and it gets into his bloodstream. It's a win-win.
Yeah, I think she just wanted to keep things, if he started cleaning himself out, she wanted to keep things kosher at the house.
It's a good safety mechanism too, but I'm just saying the silver lining, he might be up, he might have more energy throughout the day because his iron levels are regulated.
Well, I think he was missing some silver linings, which is what was his problem in the beginning. But yeah, he was copper heavy, dude. You can see some of those dudes. We had a guy in our neighborhood had extra copper in his blood or whatever, and he had real heavy eyelids.
Yep.
So when they blinked down, his whole head would kind of go down like that, like it just.
That's tough.
And then he had a C1 cervical issue. He had, I think, some kind of spinal issue because of the.
Sure, the constant heavy blinking.
That copper, baby.
That's gonna take a toll on the neck. Either it's gonna get stronger or you're fucked. Yeah. And he just didn't have it in him. He didn't have that thick neck.
Yeah, he didn't have that torque in him. But yeah, congratulations, Alex, too. Alex and he knocked up the lady.
Wow. We got a half on deck. alert the alert the fucking maternity ward. He got a fucking baby
dude.
with some slippery fingers.
Yeah, just say, hey.
He's gonna take the other baby's pacifiers out of the fucking.
Hey, hide the fentanyl patches. You know what I'm saying? We got an Albanian. Dude, that would be the best cartoon. If you ever did a cartoon, it would just be Albanian babies.
Absolutely. Albanian babies.
Yeah, what do you say, guys? Huh?
Well, in the Bronx, they're like, that's the mafia. It's like
Albanians.
babies. Well, yeah, babies.
Oh,
yeah. I'm sure there's some tough Albanian babies.
Yeah, Albanians. There's something about that Russian, like, you know, you'll get your child like a doll made out of stone.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Your child like a 30-pound doll.
Yes, yes, absolutely. A real life golem. You get them a real Jewish folklore. They're like, look, we're gonna have to train against these because they tend to also be anti-Semitic and they think golems are real. So they get their baby. Oh yeah.
Are they really anti-Semitic?
Well, I think a lot of the Eastern world is.
Really?
Well, because you got to look at Europe. They figure ways to be racist again. Like Yugoslavia broke up because Serbia thinks they're different from fucking Croatia or whatever, right? To like, you wouldn't know the fucking difference, right? I barely would. So
is it or is it that they also respect their individuality more? I'm not thinking. Is that part of it too? That like, because are they anti everything? Are they anti like?
Yes, they definitely think they're the man.
Right.
They think like each little fucking village. It goes back to like village shit. So it's like, but it's so funny to be like, you'll see people who will kill, you know, grandmothers over this conflict, and then you like zoom out and it's like, same fucking guy. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing different. It's like the tracksuits are slightly different colors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they're the same type of, same dude. But it is funny to have like, everyone has pride. In that part of the world, everybody has pride. And then it's like, you can drive through the country. Like you can drive through Greece in 8 hours. It's not a big fucking country, but like,
really?
Yeah, dude. It's crazy when you go through a trip to Europe and you're like, the French and the English just for thousands of years fought each other and they're fucking, a 20-minute helicopter ride apart. You know what I mean? Like, it's like getting to Queens, from Queens to JFK. It's like that's part of France is that close to England. It's fucked up.
Dude, that's why. Yeah, it is crazy to think. I wish we had more stuff like that. I wish we would sometimes go to state governments. Do you think we could end up like that over here?
Go more individual state-wise, like, the original sort of conception where everybody has their own little vibe.
Yeah, I think it would just be, it would make sports would be so much more exciting because you would be like, if Georgia is playing California, they are playing California.
Yeah. Well, that is what's cool about, like, I love soccer, obviously, and that's the one thing American sports misses is that, like, these are countries that literally fought each other. Yeah. Like, when you have fucking Algeria playing France, those motherfuckers colonized Algeria. Like, Algeria wants to fuck them up. Yeah. So it is cool. But yes, I think you're right. It would be there'd be a real melee situation. I think about that sometimes where it's like, yeah, what does happen if we just, everyone calls each other's bluff and we're just like, fuck you. We're separate countries. And then we see what happens.
Yeah. I think it would be really exciting. And I think, it would definitely be more exciting. And also the states are getting really different. You're having states that are like going bankrupt. You're having states that are keeping it together. You're having states that are like, that can't take care of their people. You're having states that can take care of their people.
Yeah. Totally.
You have states that have like legal gun carry and states that, it's like, I think they seem to be getting more separate than together. And I think we as a country seem to be getting like that at times.
Yeah. I mean, it's also fucking huge. You do think about it, you're like, this really shouldn't be one country. We really should break it up.
I would love to have a couple countries.
Yeah, give a couple countries, Still still like the EU. I can go vacation there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want to have to do a bunch more paperwork to get in, right? But that's the other thing. The culture war shit would get so annoying. Where it would be like, if you're from New York and you just want to come hang out in the South, they would fuck with you a little more, and vice versa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They would be like
Yankees.
Yeah, absolutely. But you'd have to wear like a gay patch.
Yeah.
If you went to
you were gay, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, to let like a Star of David thing or whatever?
Yeah. There'd be certain places where it's like, if you're trans, we want to know.
Yeah, just put a patch on.
Put the trans patch on.
Nobody's got a problem, but we just want to know what we're dealing with.
Coming to Florida.
Yeah, look, it's hunting season just started, and some of these guys can't see well. So we want
high vis.
Yeah, we
put
want
a high vis patch on.
Look, if you're sexually uncertain, we need you to put this orange vest on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because we want to know if we fuck you, if it's gay or not. That's it. Nothing to do with you. It's all about our accounting. We keep track of our own. You're on vacation. We're not going to fuck with you. But if you get sucked off by our pal, he gets one gay strike, and then he can't.
Yeah, 3 strikes and you're out.
3 strikes, they take a little bit of your penis away.
Unless you get elected to be a senator, you get 2 more strikes.
Right, that would be, that's interesting. It would making a state government even gayer, which is hard to do.
Dude, I just put, I think it would be neat. There would be more like excitement about your state, I think, or you would have to take more state responsibility.
Yeah.
I think, what would be some of the good points of that, I wonder?
Well, I think a lot of it would be you would get to decide how to spend the money. I worry that, I think it's a good idea in theory, and again, I don't fucking know because it's been so long since I've actually known shit like this, but I think a lot of states depend on federal funding way more than we realize.
Yeah,
like
just say Mississippi if you want to.
Right. I think what would happen is like, and also it's like, once you stop being different, once you stop being, like you could in theory be like, well, we're not going to spend money on the military. Like there could be like, liberal states that are like, we're putting our money into whatever the fuck. And then it's like, first of all, who gets all the fucking planes? Would we play like rock, paper, scissors for that shit?
Well, the military would still have to be a general consensus unless you'd have state military as well.
Right. But what you're talking about essentially is becoming independent countries, basically.
That's true.
Or coalitions, you know what I mean? Like if you broke it up into 4 states.
Maybe divide it up by population.
Yeah, maybe.
It would be, it would definitely be exciting, bro, to have that go on in our lifetime. Like, whoa, we started out as a country. We couldn't do it. And so we started to separate.
Why wouldn't you fuck up the liberal country, though? Like, it just feels like it would be a quick, like, all the places with guns. If I were a gun guy, and you took, New York and LA, these huge economies, it's like, why don't we just go fucking kill those guys? Like it would be, why wouldn't you just declare war and be like dibs on, this shit?
Yeah. Oh, I think it definitely at New Year's Eve when it was like the time where you shoot guns into the air.
Day.
I have a feeling everybody would just turn their guns right over to the state they don't love.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So the bullets all flew over there.
Yeah,
you're like,
absolutely.
damn, we got to.
Well, who knows?
I know. Yeah.
Who knows where it comes down? Not my problem. I'm celebrating.
You're just unloading the clip.
Or an Albanian wedding, maybe.
Yeah.
Let the clip sing. Let the chopper sing for an Albanian wedding.
Oh, dude, that's fun, man.
I would live. Where would you? I would have to stay. In the whatever northeast country would be. I'd be a New York guy. I think so.
You would have, I think you would be a
Baltimore. As long as Baltimore, New
like
York
the
were the
Buddha
same.
of Baltimore.
Yeah. I would hope Baltimore and New York would be in one kind of mid-Atlantic. I think that's what would happen. You'd have kind of like a, you know what I mean? You'd have clumps. It wouldn't be just 50. It wouldn't be 50 countries. What we're talking about here.
Oh, you say we'd probably get down to about maybe 20 states or something.
20, maybe 10. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe fucking 5. Who fucking knows?
What if it was some weird state that formed all across the, like Georgia, Fornia? And it was like this.
They just took all the coastline. They're like, we're the beach state. Suck my dick. You want to come to a beach? You gotta go through me. That would be fucking bullshit.
Dude, if San Francisco like commandeered like all like certain like they owned all the like certain rest areas along the
way. Yeah. Well, that's what you do with the homeless. Put them to work. Give them a couple guns. Give them, you know what I mean? Like you could have the homeless Marine Corps. You know what I mean? Where it's like they just got needles. They got little Wolverine hand needles coming at you. You know what I mean? That's
or they have like a big needle.
Yeah, one giant needle,
and they just load it up.
And
just and then they just run and inject it into somebody.
Yeah. Is it fentanyl? Is it hormones? Who knows?
Yeah, dude. I got Narcan. You're just hitting each other with different needles.
Yeah.
Hooray.
That is interesting because my gut reaction would be, well, whoever has guns, southern states, whatever, would fuck it up. But every time I feel like you look at Fox News, it's like a different guy that's so scared to go to New York City, who's like the toughest guy. It's like you have guns and shit, but you're scared of the homeless. Yeah. So it's kind of a natural. It would be a natural like stalemate where it's like we would just need a wall of patrolling, and then give them houses, give them little sick homeless huts.
Lean-tos on the outside.
Absolutely. Get a shanty town.
Teach farming to homeless people. Yep. I wonder I think one of the big issues with the homeless is just that it's, there's like half people are not doing well, half the people are drug users. There's huge beef on the street between homeless and just drugs sleeping outdoors doing drugs.
Right. Yeah.
We don't know about that
Get
culture.
out of our community. Kind of thing.
Right. There's a lot of beef out there between those two cultures.
I get that. Get that. Yeah.
Dude, I talked about this before, I think, but they had in Los Angeles, my apartment is right by a big park, right? And there's hella homeless out there. Yeah. There's a dude that they caught killing he had a rooster, and then they finally found the dude that had it, right? He was waking everybody up, right? For a 4-block radius, this fucking thing. They finally...
No chickens, just the rooster?
Well, he ended up killing the bird and doing a meal with it.
Oh, nice.
And then they had another pair of guys, and one of them, I think, was a woman, but whatever.
Sure.
Everybody can do what they want.
Yep.
And, but yeah, they were 2 men. And then they stole a bunch of high school band equipment, right? So, bro, it was
that's awesome.
Crazy.
If you're gonna do homeless crime, make it fun.
Oh, bro,
you know what I mean? With your dick hanging out of your old ass sweatpants.
Benny and the Jets. They were just, bro. They just had sheet music from a high school.
That's fucking awesome.
Oh God, it was fucking.
You got a lot of time. Months. You got a lot of time on your hands if you're homeless. Master an instrument.
Oh yeah, that's
you know what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's learn how to play the fucking French horn, dude. The fuck, that's nice.
Yeah. There's some guy playing taps every night when they go to bed.
I love that, dude. That's fucking sick. Yeah,
man. But dude, congratulations. There is something that. Or I don't know if you feel it because you're from a little bit younger generation than me, right? Or, probably 10 years younger. So do you feel like, was there a level of getting Netflix that made you feel a certain way? Because
for sure.
Was there? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think part of it was like these last couple years went better than I thought possible. You know what I mean? Like I put out the special and I started posting clips and people just responded in a way that I'm still confused a little bit about, where I'm like, or these like theaters and shit like that. And part of me was like, this is fucking sick. I'll always continue to do this. I love having control over how like people interact with my shit. But at the end of the day, there's a totally different type of audience on Netflix, mainstream people that really, even though everything's moving online, that's like shit moves slower than people give it credit for, right? So there's still so many people that like don't know who the fuck you are if you're just on YouTube, even though it really helps selling tickets. So it was like, I was just like, I want one, like I have no mainstream credits. I have not one, like, no fucking late night, no TV, none of that shit. So it's just like, let's get one real one and let's let it be a place where everybody fucking, it still has that like, because there's no Comedy Central hour anymore. There's no HBO special anymore. I mean, I know they exist, don't get me wrong, but it's like Netflix for a while, I think, became the place for comedy. And I think they realized that with everybody doing YouTube. Like everybody who got specials recently, you look at Shane, you know what I mean? Like Sam, Schultz. Mark, Schultz, whatever. Everybody, we all had to fucking go do it. We had to almost prove it. And then Netflix was like, oh, fuck, this is going.
We missed the boat.
Yeah, like, but then they're doing a good job of like, they're like, no, do it here now. And I think it's been a really good thing for comedy where it's like, we all made our own fan bases. And now it's like, now some of us are bringing fan bases there. But then it's like, there's regular motherfuckers that just want to watch, I mean, The Office is on Peacock now, but like The Office, just some mainstream shit that have no fucking clue who I am. So it was huge. It does feel really cool. And a lot of people, it's funny because people in your audience will be like, dude, Netflix, hell yeah, that's huge. And it's like, it is, but also like, you're here. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you found me already. Why does it matter that I got an F? But, like, it does still matter. And to me, it feels cool because it's like, you know, it feels like the place where theoretically it could be some huge, not that I'm banking on it to be some huge hit, but it's like you're at least in the mix where it's like all the mainstream shit is on there. So it's like you're at least, you feel like you're in a different, you know, kind of in a little bit of a different, like, league a little bit.
Yeah.
So it was cool.
No, it's interesting. Yeah, because I think it used to feel like, yeah, if you got a special on something or you got, it wasn't, you couldn't tell your friends you were a comedian, it felt like.
Right.
This is just my perception that you, until you got something on television, you know, or something, you know, something on streaming, something somewhere.
Yeah.
Until then, a lot of people thought you were just like a gay guy, like trying not to be gay.
Yeah.
You know, like, damn, like, dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
This guy,
This is how he gets it out of his system.
Yeah.
You know, he can't sing, he can't dance. All he's got is telling little stories. He tried playing the homeless trombone. He got blown off the fucking streets. So now he's got to do his gay little stories.
Yeah, that was it.
It really is art for the least talented people in the world.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we're doing. It's like we are not showmen. You put us in the 20s when everyone, how you doing, my lady? You know, in between, they had to be their own dance guys. We're fucked. We just gotta tell humorous stories.
Yeah, we would be on a wanted poster.
Dude, oh my God.
Dude, we were peeping Toms before they had windows.
Yeah, oh, dude.
Like,
yes, absolutely. Just trying to put your cheek up against a woman's window and maybe she rubbed her tits on it for a second. Some of that heat gets through that window.
God, I miss all that, and I love that. You know, yeah, but there was something about getting it in a place, and I think having it in a place where it's like, I think it starts to, if there's any, I was just wondering, there used to be this thing in our heads that would be like, oh man, this thing's spinning, and if I don't get, once you get something in a place where people can go view it, then it feels like you're at least, you've achieved some goal.
Totally.
I don't even know if it's a success, but it's a goal.
No, I really feel that way a little bit, where it's like,
so that's what I was wondering, is it still like that?
It feels like a fucking save point in a video game.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's like, we can save it now.
Yeah. It's like I can take a break.
Right.
Because, dude, I've been not, since the pandemic ended, it's like, it literally has just been like, my road business and my like shit online has kept growing to a point where I felt like I couldn't stop. I was like, I needed some tangible thing, even though that's a little in your head. I think we're both, and a lot of people are just a little neurotic in comedy where you have to feel like you have earned a break. And to me, this thing does feel that way, where it's like, I worked hard as fuck, put out a special, busted my ass to get more material in a year so that I could potentially do this. And now it's like, we saved. I'm gonna do some side quests. You know, I'm in Vice City. I'm gonna go, you know, do the hack where they suck you off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna go to the beach and shoot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like hang out. Like, I can't wait to do that. But yeah, it definitely feels that way. And it's hard because there's not a lot of that stuff anymore. A little bit of it feels like we don't know a path. There are no answers.
Wow.
The thing except maybe your own podcast, which is kind of why I started one too, where it was just like, that's like you're connected to your people once a week, and I love that aspect of it. But everything else, dude, YouTube could fucking decide we don't want dirty shit on our platform tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then what the fuck do? You're fucked, you know? And it's like, even, you know, Instagram, TikTok, all those motherfuckers can change their algorithm like that. They could ban you. I got plenty of shit, you know what I mean? Plenty of people, all comedians have said some wild bannable shit if they decide to switch up. So it's like, but this does feel like, hey, I have this body of work at least where it's like the big picture thing that's there, and then it'll help with all this other shit until we figure out what the next thing is.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool, man. Well, congratulations, dude.
Thanks, dude. I'm pumped.
You really deserve it. And yes, but it was cool. I know you and I crossed paths a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Yeah, we were both in Cleveland.
Yes. Dude.
Yeah.
That was cool, man.
That was awesome.
Yeah,
that was
thank
fucking
you.
sick.
Yeah, that was cool, man.
We were in Akron, the house of, you were playing Akron where LeBron was built.
Yeah, the darkest theater I'd ever been in.
Very dark. I had no idea how gigantic it was. I literally thought, I was like, oh, cool, Theo's doing like, he wants to do some small theaters and shit. I thought it was like people right in front of us, and then they turn the lights on, and this motherfucker goes up like that high. There was
the
like
suicide section, huh?
Yeah,
we do 5 or 6 guys dive off there every night.
Bungee jump off that bitch.
Yeah, a couple dudes that some auditioning for Antifa at my shows or whatever. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. We had a show last night. I am tired, man. We had a show last night in Huntsville.
Hell yeah.
What was I thinking about? Oh, when you said federal funding. Oh, so if they did divide into states,
Yeah.
right? So Louisiana, there was a time where they were given federal funding and they said we had to change our drinking law from 18 to 21. Can you pull that up, Alex?
What? That's bullshit.
And we said,
Fuck you.
bro, we said, fuck you.
That's
Not only
awesome.
are we going to be drunk,
Yeah.
but we're
Yeah.
going to let our roads deteriorate so we drive
Yeah,
along.
yeah. Yep.
The following year, there was like 7,000 drunk driving deaths.
They're like, fucking try us, motherfucker. We don't care. They're like, it's babies with fetal alcohol syndrome driving.
Yeah, it's Albanian babies. Pull up an article just if you see something like that.
That's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah, to search
I
for
respect that so much.
Well, we tried, I remember, to do that, and for a few years it stood up, and everybody's excited. We can drink, you know, but then everybody's kids were dying, and families were dying. We're like,
Yeah,
oh,
it took
man,
a
maybe we
while.
shouldn't drink.
Yeah.
Maybe we
For
should
3
get home
years.
safe.
Yeah. It is funny, though, if you watch, like, clips of when they pass drunk driving laws, people are just like, are you fucking kidding me? In my own truck?
Yeah.
The government is trying to fucking, now they're in my F-150. What's next? You know what I mean? It's like, people fight good, like, any regulation, tooth and nail, which, like, it's like the way a baby's like, I'm not going to bed, suck my dick. And then they, they wake up at
And this, look, let's say this. This baby does smoke cigarettes and has had a history of gambling online to be able to say that kind of stuff.
He's got a dirty mouth, a foul mouth, this baby.
Yeah, this baby worked offshore for a couple years. Here it says, published March 10th, 1996 at 5 a.m. Let me see. Last week, the Louisiana Supreme Court ruled that the state's drinking age of 21 is a form of age discrimination.
Hell yeah.
And tossed out the 1995 law as well as the 1986 law that barred those under 21 from buying alcohol. Louisiana has become the only state in the nation with a drinking age of 18.
That's not still how it is, though, is it?
No, they had to change it at some point.
When the potholes were so big, it was just swallowing entire cars.
Oh, there's people doing like spas in a pothole where they put a heating rod down into a pothole.
That's fucking awesome.
Pull that, yeah, dude. They had people, yeah. Some people drove into a pothole, dude.
Respect.
And they filmed that movie Tremors in a pothole there.
Yeah. They have a whole soundstage down there.
Oh, there's people.
Dennis
missing.
Quaid was in that.
Elon Musk is doing something down in one of them.
Yep. When there's little tunnels. My man loves tunnels.
The weather is getting cooler in a lot of places. If you go outside, you got to come back inside because it's cold. That's why. That means it's fine time to stock your closet with winter clothes. With Ibata, you can get cash back on winter coats, hats, gloves, scarves, and more for the whole family. That's right, you can earn cash back on hundreds of online brands and retailers too when you start with Ibata, including Lowe's, Macy's, Sephora, Best Buy, and more. The average Ibata user earns $100 per year. That could cover the cost of an entire shopping trip. Download the Ibata app today and use code Theo to start earning real cash back. Just go to the App Store or Google Play Store and download the free Ibata app and use code Theo. That's IBOTTA in the Google Play or App Store and use code THEO. Start saving today. This holiday season, you might be looking for nutritious, convenient meals to keep you energized on jam-packed days. You know, it's that time of year when the days they go so fast and you got to be fueled up. Factor is America's #1 ready-to-eat meal delivery service. They can help you fuel up fast for breakfast, lunch, or dinner with chef-prepared, dietitian-approved, ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. You'll save time, eat well, and stay on track with your healthy lifestyle while tackling all your holiday to-dos. That's right, Factor meals. I love them. They taste good. They taste like somebody just made them in the kitchen. God, they're good. Head to factormeals.com/Theo50 and use code Theo50 to get 50% off. That's code THEO 5 at factormeals.com/Theo50 to get 50% off. They are good. They're tasty, and they got all kinds. whatever your diet is, they'll do it for you. What about the holidays? What was it like what's the holidays like up in Baltimore? Because Baltimore and New Orleans are pretty similar, bro.
Yeah, they're both. Well, I first of all, New Orleans rocks, such a sick city. But yes, they both are cities with their own like vibe. But I don't know. I mean, my family just did not. Greek people didn't have Thanksgiving.
Oh, really?
So like we adopted that shit while we were here. Obviously, like you know, you're here, you live in America, whatever. But like my family was not a turkey family. My dad, we would always get a leg of lamb. We would always have lamb, and we would go. Our Thanksgiving was we would always go to my brother's godmother's house, who lived just in the hood. Truly, I don't know what the fuck happened. She's she's like a 4'6" woman, both dimensions, just a nice squat. You know,
wears a 38 pant.
Absolutely, dude.
All shoulder.
She rules. Yeah, she's like very. You want to talk about a low center of gravity? You cannot move this woman. Believe me, if she digs her heels in, and she just like lived in the fucking like East Baltimore in the 90s. It was fucking brutal, and like that was the first time I was ever scared of a neighbor because as a little kid you don't know any better. It's not like, by the way, Greektown was not good, but we would go there and be like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, you know, kids just playing like basketball with like legitimately not ball, like with objects.
There'd be kids playing with like a big orange.
Yeah.
And they draw the lines on with a marker.
Very large orange, you know. They peel that, you lose, you have to peel it for the winner and serve it to him. If you lose, you get scurvy because you don't have the correct vitamin C. It was the only orange. They live in a food desert, of course, in the hood. So it's the only orange for miles.
Yeah.
So that's a coveted thing. But yeah, they would, and it wasn't literally. It was like like not a real hoop. It's like one of those crates that you cut out. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, and we were not. It was the first time I was like, what the fuck's going on here? And like, why does she live here? Because I always thought she was rich. Like in my head, I don't know. She just carried herself like a, rich woman, I guess. And we would just go there and just like, watch the parade, have a bunch of weird half Greek, half American dishes. She made some weird mushroom rice, and just her sons would fuck us up. Like that rough housing of just like, if you're 4 and some woman's got teenage sons, they are just, tossing you around, slapping the fuck out of you, being like, you're a bitch if you tell. And you're like, well, I'm not a bitch.
Yeah, you're not a bitch, but you're in a neck brace.
Yeah. And then you punch them in the dick. That's the one move like a little kid has when they're fighting like a teen. It's just the nice cock punch.
Oh, yeah.
But our holidays were real, and then Christmas was just.
Did they have Santa? Would you ever do a Greek Santa?
Yeah. Not a Greek Santa. Yeah, Greek Santa's
or
like,
a Baltimore
tell me
Santa?
what you want.
Yeah.
Harry. Over here. Ooh, beautiful girl, come here. Santa, Greek Santa's like the 16-year-old hostess at the diner's like, I tell you what you want, no problem. Come here, I have for you. You not tell my wife. Miss Claus don't need to know. Yeah, Greek Santa, all the kids get a handful of feta from his pockets. It's like, reach inside, not too deep. Do not reach deep, eh? Everybody have to have feta.
Yeah.
But we waited in line to see
Y'all did?
Santa Claus. Yeah, I loved all that shit. I loved all that whimsical American shit. Because that's the other thing. Greek people do. Christmas is actually not a big deal. New Year's is when you give presents.
Yeah,
but
really?
They tried that, and we were like, look, motherfucker, you moved to America. I'm getting my shit on.
Let's party.
I'm getting my shit on December 25.
Yeah.
Maybe even the 24th. But yeah, we were just.
Yeah, they're trying to think what they had in our town if we would go see a Santa.
Did you have a little hootenanny?
They had a dude, they used to have this place. It was like secondary bread or something. You ever had seen one of them shops where it's like you go get the bread, but they should have sold it?
Yes.
The other day?
Sure, yeah. Soup kitchens. Yeah. Your mom's like, we're going to a store, Theo. It's
all bread in there. But they'd have a dude over there. He would pull up this kind of Cajun Santa, bro. And he'd be like, what do you want there, boy?
Yeah.
Come on,
Theo level.
Yeah, Theo level. We're going to get you a boy. Huh?
Yeah, Cajun Santa
what do
feeds
you want? You want a lisp? Like he gave out the lame. I'm like,
he gives Sal lisps. He's like, you have ailments from Cajun Santa. You got a cleft lip now, boy. You gonna wake up without your front tooth.
You want a little cleft palate from Santa, huh?
Yeah, your left leg is gonna be 2 inches longer than your right leg from now on.
Let me see if I got a little polio in my sack for you there, boy. Let me get something that'll slow you down in the swamp.
The friendship of an alligator. He gives you mystical presence. There will be one gator, he'll be your friend, but there'll be 3 gators, be your enemy.
He would be like, let me hold your hand and together we'll pray for your dead twin that was never born. I'm like, dead twin?
His eyes roll back in his head. He's like, tell mommy, Todd's gonna get her next. Oh, that's too much Santeria for one day for Santa. Oh, I need gumbo. Quick, get him some gumbo so he can tell the future.
Oh, man.
Get that boy a crawdad.
Somebody let him suck on the head.
Yeah.
Somebody let him suck on the head so keep
his powers.
Keep his energy up.
Yeah. That's his present too. It's like crawdads you didn't suck on to completion. I left a little head on the meat. Little meat on the head there for you, boy. You've been a good boy.
I got you a hot, warm oyster out of my pocket. Let me give you a warm oyster and a couple Narcan tablets. Welcome to New Orleans, baby.
This here's Lil Wayne's a boxer shorts. From when he was in the Hot Boys.
Yeah, we got a picture of Lil Wayne's boxer shorts for y'all. Police investigating viral photo taken at Mall, Louisiana. Santa, cash, and gun. Let's see what happened here. There they go.
That's fucking sick.
Oh, yeah, there's some dude.
Oh, that's a great pic.
And what the article says there, brother.
I hope the police are searching them to give them the key to the city.
Baton Rouge photo showing 2 men posing with stacks of cash and a handgun alongside a mall Santa.
That's a fucking sick look, dude.
And look at Santa. He's doing a dab, dude.
That's awesome.
Like,
he's a couple dances behind. That's him trying to catch on to black culture.
Yeah, dude. Dab came after the Dougie, bro. Get it together. One of the men seen in the photo is 29-year-old Almanzo Paul.
Almanzo is such a sick name.
Oh, it is.
Just not not Alonzo.
Almanzo.
Throwing an extra M in Alonzo.
Yeah.
It's a power move.
Almanzo. Dude, yeah, I love it. Yeah. Was arrested Thursday on an unrelated warrant out of Texas.
Wow.
So
snitching.
They
for having some Christmas cheer. It's fucking illegal to have a nice time with Santa Claus now.
I think it's the 9mm that got him.
I thought this was America.
That could be a Glock. Yeah, times have changed.
That's one of the most American Christmas pictures I've ever seen. What are you supposed to do? Not go shopping? He's got money. Santa's at a mall. He's putting money back into the fucking economy.
It's true.
And he's protecting himself with his Second Amendment rights.
Yeah.
Now, did he get that strictly legally? Who's to say? Oh, now we care about fucking government red tape.
Yeah, how do we know we ain't a lifeguard, bro? And we need more black lifeguards,
We need more black lifeguards.
Bro.
And those pools get testy.
Yeah, let's just say this. We need more black lifeguards. Look at me, Biden. Somebody.
Joe, here's how you're going to win. Here's how you're going to win the next year. More black lifeguards.
Dude, they should. What did I see this morning? Oh, Joe talking to some kid. They have another thing with a kid up there. I feel I'm at the point with Biden. It feels like they shouldn't do this to an old person.
Oh, dude, it's fully elder abuse.
That's what I feel like.
Yeah, yes.
And it feels like it's almost like they're trying to create Stockholm syndrome within us that we think it's crazy. Like, like if that were my dad or grandpa, I would be like, hey, don't do this to him.
Look how sad he looks. Holy fuck. He looks so fucking sad.
Dude, the other day, first
of all, that looks like a guy wearing a Joe Biden mask. Somebody get that motherfucker his dosage of fucking super Aderall. What the fuck, dude? I do not want to see him in public unless they've got him dosed with like whatever fucking, growth hormone, whatever.
Dude, How
good do whatever they give him must feel awesome.
Uppers or peptides, you think?
Whatever it is, dude. Some kind of shit we don't even know about.
But yeah, the other day he answered, there was some question. You see that video? He answered, Clarissa explains it all was his answer.
Holy shit. That was when I was a child. That's awesome, dude. That's 20 years ago.
But yeah, he just smelled
25.
a kid this morning, and he's like, "How old are you?" There's a new video, and he's like, "Are you 17?" And then her brother goes, "She's 6."
Sorry, old habits die hard. He's just clicking. He's got the kind of dementia where he's like, now he's acting like he did in his 40s. And that was it. When he's riding that Amtrak down to Delaware.
Oh, yeah.
Cute woman sits next to him on the fucking.
Where you heading, honey?
Yeah. You're 17, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He knows the age of consent of all the states the Amtrak passes. So it goes New York, Jersey.
Each town? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Your birthday's in September 10th, eh?
Stop the train right here, conductor. Stop it for 12 minutes.
Hey, let's slow down in Delaware. You know, I'm trying to meet a girl.
He knows the safe havens.
Yeah.
The 16-year-old say at the age of. Oh, you know he was up.
Hey, let me know before we reach the Potomac. You know, I gotta telegram my girl. Charge of researchers of Biden asked 6-year-old girl if she's 17, dude. What does this guy want to be, a comedian?
It's funny though to call him creepy. It's like, all right, guys. He's clearly losing his mind.
That's what I don't like.
Let's get,
Yeah, I don't have.
He doesn't have the faculties to be a pedophile anymore.
Right, that's the unfair part of it.
Yeah,
It's like,
cut down in his prime. Now that he's finally got all the power in the world, he's too senile to be a pedophile.
Oh. It's heartbreaking to those pedophiles, dude.
It's like the fucking fuck. What's the old sci-fi?
I know what you're talking about.
Twilight Zone.
Black Mirror, Twilight Zone.
Yes, Twilight Zone, where the guy has all the time in the world and his glasses break and he can't read anymore. He's like, but there was time now. That's Biden now. Where he's like, but I'm the president now. I could go to Epstein's Island.
Yeah.
And it's
over.
like, no, it's over. Sorry, Joey.
It's the rides are shut down.
Yeah. Just a senile Joe Biden sadly walking through an empty Epstein's Island. He's like, what? Now that I get in, it's fucking
That
done?
was the ticket booth right there.
He's just seeing a plaque with just like fucking Bill Clinton smiling.
Yeah. That's why I want a stuffed 14-year-old. That's why I want a goldfish. That's what we called him. He was a Chinese boy.
Fucking skee ball. They have those disc toss, but it's on a Chinese boy's penis. You gotta get it on. It's high difficulty.
Yeah. Let's just say high difficulty. Wow. You're like, man, there's no way to get this on there, huh? You're like complaining to the guy.
I saw Bill Gates do it. He did it. He had a whole fucking. I saw Stephen Hawking build a robot that could do it.
Yeah, they're like, Dice Clay landed a smoke ring on it.
Trump claimed it was fixed.
Yeah.
He was like, I could do it.
Dude, I saw a pothole the other day. We went to the University of Tennessee football game, and we saw a pothole with just like smoke coming out of it. And it reminded me of Trump's hair, dude.
Yeah, hell
It
yeah.
was just like
a nice.
that hot smoke kind of coming out.
Absolutely.
God,
He's
that
had
was,
some funny clips recently, too.
Yeah, it's interesting,
He
dude.
feels like he's getting a little senile, too, which
Well,
I'm not against.
Right.
Because it's going to get funnier.
Oh, I think it'd really get funny if he gets in. I don't know. I am so sick that we're stuck in this two parties. We are trapped in the two-party system. You're trapped forever.
Yeah,
It's
sucks.
obvious that we're trapped. I think humans are starting to realize, like, there's no more. You can't do it anymore to people. At some point, we're going to have to break out.
You'd hope so. I don't know. I mean, it's true that it's like none of these options are good. Where it's like you see, like on polling, like the little stuff that I pay attention to. It's like when you ask people generic Democrat versus Trump, generic Democrat wins, and you ask them generic Republican versus Biden, generic Republican wins. It's like they just don't want these guys. Nobody wants these guys, and it's like Democrats have nobody. They have Kamala Harris has no sauce whatsoever.
They're not even making a plan, though. That's the part I don't understand. Like, what could their strategy be? They can't have Joe Biden run again. I don't think it's because it's just not going to be. To me, it just gets to the point where it's like, that's the part that's to me makes me sad. It's like, can we stop doing this to this guy? Like, it's just not fair.
Let him eat some ice cream.
Right. Bring somebody else in his stead right now that at least is somebody who's viable.
Right. for all intents and purposes, we should consider him dead. Like, he's not. He's technically breathing, but like for all intents and purposes, the guy's got to, you like let him fucking retire. Let him hang out.
Retire, dude.
He's had a whole nice career of being a fucking, one of the most lucky guys of all time. But I don't know, dude.
But his son died,
Yeah.
His son died he was in a Union fire, or he was doing something. He was in the Merchant Marines. He was on the top of Kilimanjaro, and his son passed away, fell into a black school district, and died at the hands of Narcan and local gunfire.
I believe that's what it was. Either that or brain cancer. I can't tell. I would think it was that though.
He might have. I think he drowned at the Audubon Zoo, somewhere outside of Cincinnati, when Joe Burrow threw him a pass over the middle.
Yeah.
And
he hung him out to dry.
Al Wilson hit him.
You hate to see that, man.
God, I remember it like it was yesteryear.
Dude.
I remember it like it was tomorrow.
Yeah, dude.
But everything's kind of becoming a little bit of like a farce. Like, did you see? And thanks so much for being here, man.
Dude,
this is like the funnest
Thanks
conversation I've had in a long time.
Yeah.
And congrats, dude. Your episode was like one of our most watched ones, man.
I mean, it was so fucking fun.
People love you.
Thanks, man. Yeah. No, this is so sick. Thanks for letting me fucking promote the special. Go watch that motherfuckers. Fat Rascal out. I think now or next week or whenever this comes out. But yeah.
Do you feel a responsibility to stay thick, kind of?
Yeah. You know what? I do. Every time like a famously fat person loses weight, it does feel like a betrayal. I will admit that. But I think I could lose 100 pounds and still be generally thick. You know what I mean? So it's like, I just want to trim it down a little bit. I want to get it, going a little bit. But yeah, I can never be a skinny guy. Like you see, like Fat Joe. Literally, the man's name is Fat Joe. Mm-hmm. He's zamped up right now.
Oh yeah.
He is fucking his humongous head, skinny. You can't be skinny, man. You can't take the Ozempic that far. Adjust your dose. Have have some chicharrones, and fucking stay. Big arms, little titties. That's my dream. I just want little titties. I don't want them
yourself.
to go away. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, I would like little arms, big titties on a gal. Oh, you know what? Not even little arms.
Big arms, little titties is a fucking move, though.
On a woman?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen some hot, big armed, little tittied ladies.
Big arm, little titties, baby. That's somebody raised on a mountain.
Yes. Yeah. Climbing up.
Somebody got to go uphill, pull themselves up a lot.
Absolutely thick, very, very like the tips of their finger. Basically Albanian soup fingers. Albanian soup stirrers. Thick knuckles, you know what I mean? Maybe bales of hay.
Yeah.
That style of bitch. Although I haven't tangoed with too many country girls. I'm open to it, but it's just never, I'm not around them, I guess. I'd love to hear a southern accent while, busting. Would be cool. I'm sure you've done your fair share.
Hey.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my darn. My gosh.
Roll Tide. You just come.
Somebody said, one of my friends said that he fucked a girl from the South, and she said she was fixing to come.
Oh yeah.
That sounds. I would love to hear
fixing
that.
to come.
Fixing to come. I would be like, that's awesome.
Take your time.
Because what it would do, what it would do for me was I would hear fixing to come, and I would both get the rush of a woman saying she's about to come. But just that phrase would make me, in my head, smell biscuits and think about biscuits and think about other, like, Southern traditions. And I think it would be a very powerful
You're fixing to come. I'll have a couple of scoops of to come. If you're fixing it.
If you're fixing to come. Well, I've never had to come before.
Put some cheese on it, baby. I'll have a little of it. Yeah, not much,
Yeah.
We ate a little bit ago.
Well, have you ever been fat at all in your life?
I had a couple months where I was fat. Something happened. I don't remember.
Interesting.
And
what ages are we
I got in a wheelchair.
Ooh, fuck, for what?
I got in a wheelchair, dude. I got my appendix taken out. I was running the bases. I was doing baseball.
Oh, shit.
Right?
As
my
a youth
appendix
or
burst
recently?
or whatever as a child.
Oh, my God.
And our coach, right, it was like just some guy. He was just so fat. He just hated gay people, right?
That can happen.
Oh, yeah, dude. He was like,
if your brain gets so fat it cuts off the empathy part of your brain, so anybody different than you want to just fucking, you want to kill them. Absolutely.
Yeah. And he would like try to point to a base and he couldn't even fucking. He was always
He has to do a full body point.
He was like he was like John McCain duck hunting, you know? He just fucking couldn't
Go ahead,
point.
make my day. John McCain trying to fucking...
Just do it at 4 degrees or under.
Yeah. Having to do like glute bridges to raise the gun.
So that was crazy, dude.
Yeah.
I think.
So your shit popped, and the
So
fat guy
I'm shut down between second and third, right?
Oh my god!
And he's screaming at me to go, and I'm like, I cannot even.
I'm going to die.
Move. I am going to die, dude. So I'm like
shit.
crawling towards third base. And our field was kind of downhill. It all went into the right field. So I'm crawling. So I'm crawling the uphill
At a
way,
slight,
right? Oh yeah,
a slight angle up.
Oh, half of our hits went to right field, and because it was a pretty hard gradient out there, and so I'm going uphill, dude. It was like Iwo Jima. You know?
Yeah.
And we got like sepsis or something, and they took me to the hospital, and so then I was in a wheelchair for a while, and I put some of the medications they made, maybe putting a little bit of weight, so I had a lot of water retention.
Sure, a little puffy.
Yeah, and I thought I was gonna die, so I just wanted to eat as much as I could.
A little pie on the way out.
Oh, at that age,
croissants,
cobbler.
Oh yeah,
we didn't have croissants in our area. I don't think.
No, not even with the French, Cajun kind of. Beignets, nothing.
Sausage. We had a lot of roadside sausage.
Ooh, what's the strangest sausage? You have armadillo sausage?
No, I've had. What's something that I've had that's pretty wild? I've had dove. You know, I've seen a couple brothers.
Damn.
A couple brothers grill up a dove outside of our apartment complex.
How do you know it was a dove?
Huh?
How do you know it was a dove?
They said, "Hey, homie, you want some dove?"
You want some dove?
And I turned them down most of the time. Finally, I had a little.
Absolutely.
It's not bad, but you have to talk to them for a while.
Right.
But they're nice, but they're
good guys.
They're just too old to be talking to a child.
Sure.
You know? Especially if you're eating a damn church meat like dove.
Of course. What do you think do you think they wait in trees above weddings? They release them and they just fucking, you just see some fat black guy jump out of the tree. Oh, we got him.
Have you seen that dove they throw at at the funeral?
No. Oh yeah, and it gets got by a hawk or whatever?
No, the one that just
that's a funny one where they do that thing where it's like, we'll release his soul, and literally a hawk comes and fucking takes and just kills the dove, and everyone's like, oh, everyone's like, fuck, our grandfather's going to hell.
Pull that up, man. Pull up Brother Dove. Release death. Pull it if you can, man.
Brother Dove.
I think a roadside brother. Peace bird. Deceased. See what you got.
Please type that exact phrase in
there. You go. That's it right there. You want to put them on for a second, Stab?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And my brothers, I heard David said just the other day, oh, if I had wings like this dove, for then will I fly away and be at rest.
Damn, boy. That's dinner, boy.
And be at rest.
That's church dinner.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. I would eat most birds, I would say.
Panda, you think you'd eat it?
Good question. I mean, they're sedentary animals. They're pretty fat. It wouldn't be tough meat. It would be...
You think it would be marbled kind of...
Marbled. I mean, people talk about... Rogan talks about eating bear. I feel like I see clips of him talking about eating bear a lot. Or he's had guests on that have eaten bear.
Yeah,
so,
Panda's just a Chinese bear.
A little Szechuan sauce on that fucker.
I mean, dude, you put something... Look at that bitch right there. You wouldn't fucking have a...
China could send you pandas to U.S. as envoys of friendship. Okay.
Dude, pan-seared?
I would take that. I would take a big bear. Can you search, can you eat panda?
Yeah.
Because I've seen a picture of a bear steak that's got me thinking I might.
Bear, it'd be so... How does giant panda meat taste? Terrible, apparently. In 1983, a Chinese villager, and you knew they'll fucking eat anything,
Ling
boy.
Zizong.
Named Ling Zizong.
Great name.
Tried for illegally killing a giant panda. He told the judge that his wife cooked the meat with turnips, but they didn't enjoy it, so he fed some to his pigs and gave the remainder to his sister.
Damn, just a couple, the sister catching strays.
Who was Albanian, probably.
Damn, yeah, I tried to feed it to my pigs, but they were too sophisticated, so I gave it to my fat whore sister.
Hey, Marjorie, got something for you.
This fall, you can start speaking a new language
with Babbel. Why Babbel? Because it works. Instead of paying hundreds of dollars for a private tour or fooling yourself with language apps that are little more than games, Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons are designed by over 130 language experts to help you start speaking a new language in as little as 3 weeks. Babbel is designed by real people for real conversations. All of Babbel's tips and tools for learning a new language are approachable, accessible, rooted in real-life situations, and delivered with conversation-based teaching. Here's a special limited-time deal for our listeners. To get you started right now, get 55% off your Babbel subscription. That's right, but that's only for our listeners at Babbel, Babbel.com/Theo. Get 55% off at Babbel.com/Theo. That's Babbel.com/THEO. What better gift to give yourself or someone else than the opportunity to speak a new language? That is wonderful. Have you been in an accident? Have you been damaged up? Check your body. Is something broken? Is something missing? You're like, whoa, jeepers. No wonder I'm late to work. I don't have a limb. Well, Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. With over $15 billion recovered for clients, Morgan & Morgan has a proven track record of fighting to get you full and fair compensation. Submitting a claim to Morgan & Morgan is as easy as washing your thighs, baby, with warm water and good soap, free soap. Morgan & Morgan, their fee is free unless they win. For more information, go to forthepeople.com/thispastweekend or dial #law, #529 from your cell phone. That's forthepeople.com/thispastweekend or dial #law, #529 from your cell. This is a paid advertisement. This episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online. It's designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched up with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time, which is something that I recommend. If you aren't sure if a therapist is perfect for you, then try a new one. You know, I spent a long time going to therapists that I didn't really think were perfect, but I was afraid to speak up. So with BetterHelp, you can easily switch as you need to, and you can always come back to one that you've already worked with. So don't feel ashamed. Give it a try. Visit BetterHelp.com/THEO to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Theo. Find your bright spot this season with BetterHelp. Dude, did you see these two? Did you see? This is how just weird the world is getting. Stuff is like, yeah. Did you see the two? There was, I think Mullins was the guy's name in the senator.
What was this?
This was, I think this was yesterday or 2 days ago. Republican Senator Mark Wayne Mullen challenged Teamsters President Sean O'Brien to fight during a Senate hearing, rising from his seat before the committee chair stepped in to defuse the confrontation.
What the fuck?
This is pretty interesting.
The senator challenged him to a fight?
Yeah, it's just crazy that, like, this is where we're at.
I know, dude.
Yeah, let's play it.
Now, let's talk about Mr. O'Brien himself, his behavior. As everybody knows, and it's here, and the last time, him and I kind of had a back and forth. But after you left here, you got pretty excited about the keyboard. In fact, you tweeted at me 1, 2, 3, 4,
oh, come
5
on,
times.
Dude.
And let me read what the last one said. It said, quit the tough guy act in these Senate hearings. You know where to find me. Any place, anytime, cowboy. Sir, this is a time, this is a place.
No, it's not, dickhead. You're in the fucking Senate.
Okay,
that's fine. Perfect.
You want to do it now?
I'd love to do it right now.
Stand
your butt up.
Oh, hold on. Oh, stop it.
Is that your solution, everybody?
Look how weird
No, sit down. Sit down. You know, you're a United States Senator. Sit down.
Oh, okay.
Get his
down,
ass,
please.
Bernie.
Right,
Can I respond?
Hold it.
Get his ass, Bernie.
This is a hearing. God knows the American people have enough contempt But Congress, let's not
I don't
make
like
it worse.
thugs and
You-
bullies.
You have,
And that's
you
what-
have
I don't
the
like
mic.
you because you
Hold
just
it.
described yourself.
Hold it. You have the mic. You have time.
All right.
Make your statement.
Then let's do this, because I did challenge you, and I accepted your challenge, and you went quiet.
No, I didn't go quiet.
Hold on.
You challenged me to a cage match,
No,
acting like a
sir.
12-year-old schoolyard bully.
Excuse me.
Hold on.
Hold it. No, excuse me. I have the
I
mic.
will say exactly.
Senator Mullen, I have the mic. You have questions on any economic issues, anything you say, go for it. We're not here to talk about physical abuse.
You brought,
That's good, man.
That's fucking crazy.
Meanwhile, that guy has two Uvalde moms sitting behind him, like so sad about what happened to their kids, and that's what they're doing.
Dude, that's insane. The
It's
senator's
just-
talking about being your bitch made. No, your bitch made.
Yeah, and he's 3-0, Mark Wayne.
What'd he fight in?
Probably, I would guess, a
pro
unitard.
MMA.
Oh, yeah, MMA.
He played, yeah, in a unitard. You think he had the under giant with the one,
Yeah.
with the one shoulder?
He's out of Westville, Oklahoma. Wow. So he was maybe semi-pro.
Interesting.
Did he have a nickname, though? That would be his best. Does it have his? The Senator. What if his nickname was the Senator? Mark
Big
Wayne.
government.
I like that.
Big government.
Mark Wayne, you have two names. He beat Clinton Bonds. Oh, Clinton Bonds, he beat him twice.
He fought Bobby Kelly.
He fought Bobby Kelly.
Dude, stop fucking hitting me, dude. What the fuck? He lured.
That's awesome. But it's just, that's weird, man. Where it's getting now
Yeah,
is that it's
absolutely.
like, that's how we're gonna raise money for their county or whatever.
Yeah,
for their
'cause
state.
they're like, yeah,
they're gonna
he's
do
cool.
they're gonna do a fight versus an OnlyFans model, and that's where the funding
I
is gonna.
know.
It's like
Yeah.
the government is dead, man. It's like
I know.
it just feels like it's the tech is the government now.
Yeah, everything is so privatized, which is an issue. I mean, like, I don't think government is good, but I just think you can't trust business. Like, it's the thing. It's like I don't trust the government, but I trust them. We have slightly more direct control over the government than we do just rich people that can do whatever the fuck they want.
Right.
And that's what's scary is like tech, like you're saying, by default, kind of controls our lives. And it's like, it starts out fine, but like we were just talking about, it's like we've made our living. Honestly, a big part with tech companies. YouTube's fucking Google. They're one of the biggest fucking tech companies in the world.
Right.
Instagram, Meta, whatever you want to say. And now everything's fine, but it's like these motherfuckers can decide tomorrow that they can just
They don't
fucking,
want us, yeah.
You know what I mean?
This
They
guy's
can just
voice,
do
we
it
don't need it. It's not part of a
tomorrow.
bigger. If there's if those companies get together, what's our goals for the next 5 years?
Yeah.
Okay, we got to weed some of these people out.
Yeah.
It's like.
But you're right in that, like. But
It's
you're right.
true.
And it's scary in that, like, yeah, there's no. People didn't ever respect the government, right? I mean, or, they did. There was a position of power or whatever, but it's like, that's what happens when you don't get money, when it's so clear that these motherfuckers are bought and paid for, that you don't respect them anymore. And so then it becomes not who do I trust to, like, take care of my district, but who's cool. And it becomes a fucking weird popularity contest, and you get a guy who'll probably be like, I'm not a pussy. I challenge some fucking dork to a fight.
Yeah.
And then some fucking morons will be like, that's my fucking guy. Or like, what's her face jacking off that guy at Beetlejuice? Like, that was the coolest thing she's ever done.
Oh, I didn't see
Lauren
that.
Boebert. She over the pants jacked her date. First date. I don't agree with her politics, but I do agree with her stance as a date.
Yeah.
That's her date etiquette is awesome.
Yeah,
you know?
especially in a movie theater. And it was a packed movie theater.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that. I was like, wow, there's other people right there.
And it's like, it's the Trump effect of like, yeah, the guy's entertaining.
Yeah.
The guy's fucking entertaining.
Well, and at this
He puts
point,
on a
that's what I think
show.
some people are saying. This government is it's I think we've entered kind of like a privatized communism. That's what it feels like, right? And I don't know if communism is the right word, but it's like a privatized, like, yeah, our leaders, like tech is the new fossil fuel. I used to say that years ago. It's like, that's the leaders now. It's like whoever, like, yeah, we can be shut down in a heartbeat because somebody doesn't like our voice or somebody doesn't like what we say or our direction or whatever it is. And so those are the leaders. Those are the masters. And you kind of need a government, but it's like now the government's just being used as this shell company to kind of like that everybody's masquerading behind, you know?
Yeah, I mean-
and also to funnel our funds into whatever they want.
Totally. I mean, yeah, it's like, I wouldn't say communism. I would say like, it's kind of like a fucking oligarchy, which is like the few control everything.
Okay, that's
which
better,
is
yeah.
which is like they're not redistributing fucking shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's the other thing, dude. Is like, we don't even want that much. Like, at this point, I'm just like, dude, you want your pedophile, like Tim Dillon has that point where it's like, just go, go on your pedophile islands, do whatever. But it's like, could we have some health care? Like,
Right.
could we have the bare, like,
Yeah.
before.
So I have a neck brace, so at least when the pedophile story breaks, I can sit up and look at my television.
Yeah.
You know?
But that's the thing, is like, it's not like 40 years ago, the rich didn't have better lives than all of us, and the government didn't use their, senators didn't, the Kennedys were using state police to ferry 18-year-olds from Boston in and out of there, bring them beer, and like, the powerful have always, whatever you want to say, like, they are going to have more privileges than us, and that's something we can work on long-term to get rid of. But like, now it's like, they are sucking people dry completely.
Yeah.
And it's like,
They don't care
all
anymore.
all these senators are like insider trading. Inequality is so fucking crazy where it's like normal people cannot pay their fucking bills at all. And it's like, and then you have like scapegoat issues. The playbook is always like, let's turn people against each other, whether that's like, big, like,
Blacks and whites.
blacks, race,
gays and
gays,
Russians.
trans, all this fucking, yeah, it's like, that's always the playbook where it's like, that doesn't fucking, really, if everybody had their shit if everybody just had healthcare, they had a job that paid well, they didn't have to worry about like, if an emergency happens, am I gonna fucking be out on the street?
Oh, yeah. If
No
people had
one
blood
would
pressure
really-
medicine, they wouldn't say the N-word, I think.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, dude.
But sometimes your blood pressure is so high, you
You
gotta
get
let
over
off
you get over 180, dude. You got to drop at least a soft A.
I mean, you gotta fucking let some steam off the top.
They prescribe that. You go to certain first aid or emergency rooms.
They
they'll
give you
do
a
that.
bag that nobody can hear it. Like, just say it into this, please.
And a muffler, a silencer. It's a megaphone, but it's like a gun silencer. You're like, go ahead, sir, shout it into that, and it just comes out so quiet. Beep.
And it actually registers like also like
a dog hears it.
Yeah. It tells your blood pressure at the same time.
Yeah.
So if you do hit a certain blood pressure, like, well, it's allowed.
Yeah,
then.
or
Yeah.
it comes out in Morse code.
Yeah.
You say it, and it's like beep 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 beep.
Dude, yeah, there was some story about a guy who was like Morse, like who was doing Braille the N-word all over the place, and people were fucking reading it. I think that was outside of Philadelphia.
Oh man, I gotta admit that's pretty good.
I
I don't like N-word vandalism, but it's a pretty
And especially
hilarious.
if you're blind, you only see black anyway. So just to be able to fucking pull it up with the run of a finger here or there, it's got to be.
Absolutely.
It has to make you giggle, and I think blind
course.
people deserve to laugh.
That's a good point.
Blind people deserve to laugh more than anyone.
That's a very good point.
Thanks,
and
man.
if putting a couple N bumps on Chipotle tables is gonna do it, if carving a couple N bumps at a TJ
Hey,
Maxx,
then that's our health care.
that's the closest we're getting to healthcare. Yeah, I know, dude. It's tough not to be like almost like nihilistic, where this shit's just not gonna get better. Where you're like, it just feels like they're gonna suck people dry so much, and I just don't see any representation of like what a lot of. I mean, it would have to be like a youth movement, I think, but
Right.
of like young people just having enough of this shit, and like, because old people are just gonna stay conservative. That's how it goes traditionally, and I just think like, I don't know, man. You just gotta, shit has to get shaken up, and we just need just basic shit. I mean, you saw. Obviously, I was a big Bernie guy, and there was a big outpouring of like Trump and Bernie. It's not a coincidence that two kind of outside different things really registered with people. At
I
that
wish they'd have
time.
ran together.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah,
Because I
know.
think then you have
Yeah.
where the two, or if one of them gets vice, one of them gets president, they have to compete. They have to really work together.
Yeah.
Instead of just working with some guy you picked.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
have to work with the other side's guy.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but there's no way. Like, those guys were so apart on so much shit. But I know what you mean.
But as a person,
Yeah.
an American would have been like, oh, this is what I need.
I think that actually would have resonated with people, just because it's like, they were saying I mean, obviously their solutions were very different.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
But they were saying similar stuff about like, this shit is just not, I don't know that Trump was talking about inequality, obviously, but like, they just felt like outsiders in a way. Trump was saying more general stuff. Bernie's message was, I think, way more like, economically focused and redistributive. But like, everyone just wanted something new at that time, and we didn't get it, and we've doubled down on like, and then ultimately I think Trump got into office and it was like a pretty run of the mill. He didn't really do anything crazy, anything like, he didn't really shake shit up too much. And then you get Biden, who's the most like, it's been the same shit again over and over.
Right,
again.
that's what everybody's realizing. I think
Yeah.
it's kind of no matter where it goes.
Yeah.
And that's what thing. It's like, I think that's where people are at. It's like, is this salvageable, or is America just this experiment of freedom that didn't pan out?
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Are we realizing that this is how capitalism falls? Because a lot of it is really greed. I think there should be a cap on how much money you can make as a human.
Dude, I fully agree. I think like when you look at what like big projects happened in America, like when we got out of the Depression, all this stuff, it's like after a certain amount of money, you got taxed at 90%. And it's like, I know that sounds crazy, but it's like when you're making $100 million a year, do you really need 110?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, is that 10 million makes such a difference to other people? And it's like, nobody's saying you can't be prosperous and you can't make a ton of money and you can't do any of that shit. But it's like, just also let's fucking take care of the people that, because that money comes from somewhere. That's what pissed me off. It's like, Amazon made so much money during the pandemic.
I know.
And it's like,
They don't pay
that
taxes,
was people's money, dude. That was like people were, yeah, exactly. They businesses figure out a way to like never pay any fucking taxes. And you have to be so rich to figure that shit out. And it's like, the people that get squeezed the most are in the middle. It's classic stuff. It's people who work hard as fuck, but don't, you make like, you have a family, your taxes are fucking crazy. You're a small business owner, your taxes are fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But if you make $40 million, somehow you don't pay any taxes. You know what I mean? It's
there's
fucked.
a lot of ways for people to hide stuff. It's definitely tricky.
Yeah.
And then the lie that our tax money, that it's not like the foreign aid thing. I think at a certain point it's like,
Oh, totally.
how you can fucking walk out of your house and want to contribute to America anyway. Like, you can only burn people so much.
Yeah.
Before they're like,
Totally.
you know what, man, you win. Fine.
Yeah, right.
I don't
right.
mean anything.
Right. No, I agree. And it's
You can only do that so much to so many generations. And then people see it happen to their parents. They see it, and it's like, we never protected Americans' information. Like, that's another thing. It's like people's information just became
Fully.
backhanded deals and bullshit, and everybody's mother's getting fucking scammed or losing it's like, your phone number isn't even protected. I get numbers from some dude, some guy, some Argentinian guy all the time telling me to fucking vote for him. I don't live in his country. I don't live in his country, and I can't understand half of what he's saying. But this fucking
sounds hot.
Yeah.
some south of the border.
It's just basic stuff, man. So
Yeah, no, I agree. And the information thing's really interesting too, because it's like talking about how big tech like kind of controls everything. It's like, why don't those motherfuckers pay us for our information? They have just taken people, basically they're using us as free lab rats for all their shit. It's like, why doesn't Google just pay everybody $4,000 a month?
Yeah.
Why not? They're making way more than that off every fucking human being. Why the fuck can't they provide, like, pay us for the fucking work we're doing for you? And it's like, no one, and it's like, yeah, look, I'm at the point where you're going to steal my information. But instead of just like, instead of just like opting in and that's that, it's like, well, fucking pay me for it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's
a
like,
great point.
Like pay us. If this is our world and you're using us to fucking test all your shit and you're using us to do all this shit, pay people for that shit. And it's like, I don't know. Maybe universal basic income is that's something that's kind of interesting. It's like if AI gets really crazy, it's like, well, let's have people have like a basis, have all their bases covered, and then hey, if they want with that basic income to just hang out all day, be kind of poor, but have their have all their needs met and just paint and draw and do whatever the fuck you want. It's just fucked up that like AI now they're like, how did fucking computers become the thing and machines became the thing that does art and humans are the ones in fucking Amazon warehouses? Yeah. Like, shouldn't the robots be working so we could paint? Why the fuck do you type like Superman with tits and blonde hair into a computer, and the computer does it, and then it's like, but some guy's putting a 16-hour shift for no fucking money. Why aren't the robots the fucking slaves? How are humans the fucking slaves?
Yeah.
And we should have lives of leisure with the AI. It should be the coolest thing of all time, but that's not how it happens.
We need to get some Albanian robots.
We need to get some out that don't know. Yeah, exactly. You want them to be Albanian because they're not going to get smart like Skynet. They know their place.
Dude, you see that Chat GPT? It just they just fired, or the CEO. They did this whole Facebook backhanded thing where some of them voted, like the Sam Altman guy got voted out by his partners.
Oh, okay.
It was like some Yiddish melee, and they all in the middle of the night they all fucking voted each other out of the shit.
Yiddish melee.
And
interesting.
That's that.
Yeah, I don't follow that shit too Chat GPT shit too closely.
But yeah, that was like the first one. Chat GPT maker OpenAI fires founder Sam Altman.
Interesting.
Pushed its co-founder and CEO Sam Altman. Pushed out its co-founder and CEO Sam Altman after a review found he was not consistently candid in his communications with the board of directors.
What was he lying about, I wonder?
I don't know. They don't get into that. It doesn't seem like.
All that yeah. Who knows? This is a hit 20 who co-founded OpenAI about 8 years ago with a handful of others. And the idea was to create a nonprofit. Huh. Yeah.
As you know, while ChatGPT became one of the most viral tech products in... Scroll.
This is a transcript of a podcast.
Oh, it is? Never mind. Yes, it's too much. But they voted him out. A girl came in, and now there's... Pull up a picture of these guys, of the ChatGPT group. Founders, yeah.
Yeah, let's see. I bet they're hot as shit.
No, dude.
He's not that bad. He's not as bad looking as...
No, he's a handsome guy. Sam Altman's a pretty handsome guy. Look at, but there's a group of 4 of them, if you can see more.
His eyes, though, I don't trust his eyes. They're sad in a way that looks like he wants revenge.
Yeah, he's not doing well. Oh, there they are, right there.
Oh, man. My man's mid-hair transplant.
Oh, zoom in on them.
What the fuck is going on there?
Zoom in on those dudes. Scoot over. So Sam Altman is the guy in the back, right?
Yeah.
They, in the middle of the night, the guy in, they voted him out, I believe, and the guy in the middle.
The other guy was like, only one bald guy's allowed. Only one guy with fucked up hair.
And then the guy who ended up fucking them all somehow, I think, is the guy on the bottom right.
Damn. I mean, if your hairline's like that, you're a menace. You want the world. You want to take back what the world took from you, which is that weird little fuzz top he's got.
Oh yeah, dude.
Who's the piece of ace?
I don't know. She is pretty though.
She's dressed like Elizabeth Holmes, which you wouldn't want to do if you're a tech person, right? Remember that?
Oh yeah, like the blood girl. Hey,
blood.
this blood. Yeah, put your blood in this Xerox machine, and it'll literally print out what your blood type is. Like literally, people were dripping their blood into a glass Xerox machine, putting the lid down, and it would print out if you needed vitamin D or not.
That's how fucking stupid people are. Like,
this dude needs Hat GPT, dude.
He really.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that. What's that dude's name? Fuck all these creeps.
Amen, brother.
Because at a certain point, people are just ruining society.
Yeah.
At a certain point, why isn't there a politician that's like, hey, this shit that we're doing is ruining, like, or America, why don't we get to vote? Like, hey, this shit's ruining society.
Yeah.
We don't even feel like a person anymore. You feel like a victim to your phone. They feel like there's no use to you anymore. Like, you're literally killing the spirits of people over time, right?
I totally agree. And it's like,
and not to sound like a downer. I love life. No. I'm grateful to be alive.
Absolutely.
But I just feel like there's more to our lives, and it can be a richer experience if we don't let it get sucked away by technology. I don't know how you do it, but I bet people would vote to say, yeah, I kind of agree with you.
I think they would in the abstract, but because I'm with you fully, right? I have this discussion with my friends all the time because I have friends who make good points. They're like, look, this is just how society is. Constantly technology is fucking, at least in our lifetime, right? Like since the Industrial Revolution, it's like every fucking 30 years, shit gets crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like, and I don't think it's natural, obviously, but it's like, a lot of the shit we do is not natural, right? We're fucking podcasting right now. You know what I mean? Like they didn't have this. Man was not meant to podcast. You know what I mean? And so on one hand, I'm like, well, look, technology is always going to expand. People are always going to like relate in different ways. But I do think that we are getting to a point where it's like, this is getting so unnatural where it's like, I think and the only solution though is to take a really active like step and say, I'm off my phone this amount of time, or regulate your phone use, or like, because people agree with us, I think, but then they're like, they're not going to stop looking at TikTok.
How can we do it?
You know what I mean? It's like it's almost like it's like waking up and realizing, fuck, I got to go to rehab, but it's like the entire world is fucking
needs to go to rehab.
Exactly. It's like runs on these systems, and it doesn't feel like it's going to go away at any point. And I think it's almost like a privileged thing. Like, look, me and you could fucking go take a 2 months in a cabin and not be on our phones. We'd be okay.
Yeah.
We can fucking hire, like I literally hire somebody to post on Instagram for me because I don't want to be on it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because like I would fucking go crazy if I was. But like a lot of people don't just like, we've backed people into a corner where it's like so much of life happens online.
They don't have a choice now.
That it's like, what the fuck are they really going to do? You know what I mean?
I wish it would be, one of my favorite times as a child, like, our family wasn't real close, and one of my favorite times was like sometimes the power would go out.
Yeah, dude, get the candles out,
Bro,
play
so
Monopoly.
we had to get the candles out, and we'd all have to get together in the same room.
Yeah.
And we hated each other. But for that 4 to 40 hours,
right?
Because we're in the poor area.
Yeah.
You get power last.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
dude.
we would go to school, still hadn't had power. Other people had power. There were rich kids like showing up with like just pictures of power that they'd drawn at their house.
Yeah, they have a little electricity.
Oh, extra.
Static shocking you.
Yeah.
Like we got extra, bitch.
A lunchbox is just a couple watts in it.
They're eating light.
Yeah.
You see it go down their throat, their fucking stomach glows. I bet you wish this was powering your grandma's pacemaker, huh, pussy?
But that was like the kind of the nicest time in a way because you needed each other. It was like if I wanted to walk to the other part of the house, I needed my brother to go with you.
Totally.
There was just so much connection. And I wonder if like you could just say, hey, on Sunday,
I think,
it's off.
Yeah, absolutely.
We shut it down.
I mean, but that's the thing. It's never going to be worldwide. It's something people have to do for themselves. It's something people have to just take an active role in their personal lives. And it's swimming upstream from society, which is like, use your phone, do all this shit, pay with a fucking QR code, all this shit. It's crazy. And I'm with when I'm done the tour and I'm doing a bunch of podcasts, I'm trying to promote the special. But I'm taking a couple months off and just not doing stand-up at all, just not doing shit, just like truly chilling. I'm getting a fucking flip phone, dude. I'm going flip mode, and I did that a couple years ago for 2 weeks, and it was like, I just cleared my head in a crazy way where it was like, no phones before. I would literally check my phone for like 1 hour, and I would just like, and I would not check it for like a couple hours until I woke up. I would read a book. That's what I would be like, because your brain's like, let me check my shit. You know what I mean? Like you're just wired that way.
Oh, your brain's
Totally. Absolutely. It really is trying to betray you. Your brain is trying to fucking get you, dude. It's like, who's paying attention to me? You know what I mean?
Well, that's a scary part too about the ego, like having an ego is so scary because that thing's growing while you're not even noticing.
Yeah.
That thing is it's plotting against you in a weird way. It helps you in the beginning, but then it kind of plots against you.
Oh, and that's a whole other fucking can of worms, right? Like that's a whole other thing you have to take care of, but it's hard, and it's a different problem. But yeah, dude, reading a fucking book and going for a walk and like just truly, but dude, the amount of effort that took. I planned it.
Yeah.
I told people, I was like, I will not be available constantly. Text this fucking number you don't know because it's my fucking burner. That's the only way to get a hold of me.
Yeah.
Only contact me if something is fucking serious. And it's like you have to almost like plan for it when you can't just slip into fucking being a regular human being, Yeah,
it takes an effort. It's true, and you have to want it. And part of you can easily be like, you know what, I don't want it. I just want to stay here and be stuck in this hamster wheel.
Joey Pantoliano in The Matrix. You want to eat the fucking steak, dude. You know what I mean?
Is that what he did? Was it Italian?
Remember Joey? He's the guy who betrays them.
Oh, there's Italians. It's in the AI.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, you should have known. It's in the code. That's not
If
to
there's a bunch
believe
of
them.
Italians in the code. I got
Now you're definitely out.
I don't know. I think people are. I don't know. I'm gonna need to get a little bit more land to separate myself. I think.
A moat.
Yeah.
You're gonna get a moat.
I got close neighbors, dude.
Yeah. You just
what
get
else?
a moat with like black teens playing innocently. That would keep Italians away.
Black teens playing innocent.
Yeah. Just
Oh,
riding
yeah.
their bikes. Not up to anything illegal, but Italians would see that and be like, I gotta get away from here. Hey, this neighborhood's not what it used to. It's just like black kids drawing with chalk, having a nice Sunday. They're like, Jesus fucking Christ, what happened here? We used to beat each other over gambling debts at this playground. Now these fucking kids are playing checkers.
Yeah, now we got a couple black Taylor Swift fans out here. That's when you know the world's getting crazy. There's black Taylor Swift fans, dude.
I know.
They just had a blackface occurrence. Where was it? Can you bring that up, brother?
Wow.
Somebody else tried it.
They tried it past Halloween.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
A November blackface is a very interesting move.
Yeah, this is kind of the off season. I feel like
Absolutely, dude. Come on.
a middle schooler who went to a football game at my former high school has been suspended for wearing blackface. I was in attendance at this game, which took place on October 13th. The student attends Muirlands, which is right next to the high school. Can we see a video or picture? Let me see.
Oh,
there he is right there.
I mean, is that blackface though, or is that just?
Emulated the style of eye black worn by many athletes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dude, I think, is just a
That's
shitty.
not blackface.
He's just a shitty painter.
That's crazy. Yeah. Either he's a bad, or a bad racist also.
Yeah.
He could just be not, Yeah, he's definitely a shitty painter, but it's like, did he mean to do blackface or did he mean to do eye black? We don't know. He's that bad at painting.
The guy is. Yeah.
Yeah, I
dude.
mean, that's crazy, dude.
I think, and he didn't even do his forehead. I think you could call him mixed. You know, you could say the guy
works. It's not percentages.
You could say the guy did. The guy's out here Ben Simmonsing. Or
He's naturally pretty Ben Simmons, though.
Yeah.
He looks kind of looks like a young Ben Simmons.
Yeah, definitely. Look, so that I think is fair. You can't say this dude is fully
That's not
blackface.
blackface.
I think at this point in society, you should be able to do half blackface.
You think you should do a nice mocha?
Well, people are mixed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, what if you're a Honey Badger fan?
Well, I don't think you should do. I don't think you need to paint your skin his skin color to show that you're a fan of. Maybe just his jersey would be fine.
Yeah, you could do just a jersey, but I think if you really want to freaking get in there,
okay, but
get in the game.
Okay,
Wasn't that somebody's motto for a while?
Sports.
Yeah,
it's in
get
the
in the
game.
game. It's in the game.
Okay. This is interesting. If you want to do blackface, you have to prove that you are a hardcore fan of the black person that you're doing the blackface of.
Okay.
You know, so that's fair. You know, you can't be doing. There has to be a true homage.
Yeah.
I want to. You have to pass like a driving test, but it's like, what college did Terra Matho go to? How many interceptions did he have in 2012? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you ace that,
Then
then you get to go to fucking. You get to go to Sephora, matches, get a foundation that matches his fucking skin completely, and then you got.
They should have that Sephora section.
Sephora for the modern racist. Look, they're not all coal black.
Yeah, let's be realistic.
Let's be realistic.
They're half white.
Just because we're racist doesn't mean we can't have some artistic integrity.
It's funny too because I think some guys
No
wouldn't
one's
care.
lips are that red. Get the real lip color.
I think some guys wouldn't. Some people wouldn't care. I think we're probably one generation away from probably people being able to dress like their favorite. If there's an athlete that's black, I think we're also probably 2 generations away from everybody being mixed. You know?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're getting there.
What else?
I personally don't want. I would love to have. Like everyone in my family's white.
Yeah, get you something, huh?
Let's mix it up a little bit.
Oh yeah.
You know, I don't want. Now look, I fall in love with a white woman. I fall in love with a white woman. What are you gonna do? But why not get a little something going? Also, adoption. I feel like more people should adopt, if only because. Why do you want your genes out there? I'm a fucking idiot. My family's dumb as shit. Yeah. We should end this. Like, an adopted kid is like taking a fucking lottery ticket, dude. It's a scratch off.
Yeah,
You're
but
like
some of them will kill you in your sleep if they're from Russia.
Yeah, well, that's what scratch off. Sometimes you get fucked, but sometimes it's like, Asian girl that didn't want this to affect her going to grad school. You know what I mean? Like, but then you scratch it off. It's like, oh, meth heads who tried to sell the baby.
Like, damn.
Fuck.
This is tough. Oh, I knew I shouldn't have bought that from that gas station. The pump said out of service. I should have known.
I had a friend who did have a Russian, or maybe he was like Lithuanian adopted brother. Didn't kill anybody, but had a hammer on him.
Ooh, wow, really?
And it really affected my friend because he was like, this is my brother. But man, because he doesn't he's not saddled with our little dick genes. He has those big fucking, nice fat Lithuanian cock genes.
For a dick to make it all the way across the ocean.
He rode on it. It was buoyant enough to support him.
That thing's got to be, that's like the life of Pi. You got to be able to travel.
Yeah, it's the tiger. It's attacking people on the boat.
What other news did we get, man? What else happened? Bin Laden's letter to U.S. stuns young Americans. Oh, yeah, this was on TikTok. Oh, wait, first on TikTok, can you see the blackface charcoal guy? Can we look that up? Just YouTube, just cool.
More blackface.
Yeah.
There must have been some
YouTube.
blackface in when you were
Charcoal
growing
guy
up.
does blackface. Head in bag. Do that. Blackface charcoal guy, head in bag. Cool guy.
As long as you don't talk in a different voice,
Yeah.
I think you're good with the charcoal mask.
Yeah,
you
if
can't
start,
do a voice. You can't do
There
a
it is,
voice.
right there. Guy puts a bag with the barbecue charcoal on his head. Let's see if this is blackface or not.
Interesting.
And this is in Russia.
Oh, Russia.
Oh, yeah, this guy's a Gwar fan.
Oh, damn.
I don't know.
That's an even coat. God damn.
Wow.
Why did he do that?
Huh?
Because it doesn't feel like he's being racist. It feels like he's being weird and Russian.
Yes. See, that's interesting.
That is interesting.
If he'd have put on a James Harden jersey
Right.
and kept switching teams,
Right.
then yeah.
Something tells me he wouldn't pass our test.
Yeah.
He wouldn't know which year's Harden won MVP. Shout out to Harden, by the way.
Really?
I love it, dude.
Did you see that thing that the guy did the other day?
Yeah, he went off on it. But here's what I'll say. That guy, that is the most I've ever connected to an athlete. Because it's like, yeah, fuck working hard, dude. Go get fat as shit and still get what you want. That's awesome. He's not going to win a championship. Jordan, I cannot relate to Michael Jordan at all. Being obsessed with your fucking job like a fucking nerd, wanting to be the best in the world, not having a relationship with your kids.
That's a good point.
Harden is living life, dude. Yeah. And if you're thinking about the kind of guy you want, and he's always won everything. He's gotten to play with all his friends. Like when he moved to the Nets, and it was like, I just want to hang out with KD again. That's the most like, yeah, dude. You're past your prime. You won your MVPs.
They did video games a lot, I heard.
Yeah, dude. They got drafted. They were in OKC together. And they was like, fuck it, we're going back there. And they played with Russ again. And it was like, I relate to being in your 30s and just wanting to hang out with your boys when you were 20.
Yeah.
Like he fucking like
That's a great point, man. That's a great point, Stav.
Because we judge these athletes on like they have to be these fucking serial killers that care about anything but championships. Like, no, Harden has made $300 million, $400 million. Look, would he win it? Is he going to win a championship? Probably not. He's got two MVPs. And yes, he falls apart in the playoffs. But okay, he's still better than 99% of human beings that have ever played basketball. Mm-hmm. And he made $400 million. He never had to work that hard. He quit. Yeah. Oh, he didn't show up in the playoffs? Yeah, dude. You know what happens when it's Thanksgiving week? I don't fucking answer emails. Yeah. I'm like James Harden. I don't go. My boss calls me at 11 p.m. It's going on mute. I'm not answering. The office is on fire. I don't give a fuck.
It's the
I'm off
quarter.
the clock, brother. Yeah. This is overtime. Yeah. I'm here, but I'm not going to work hard. That's why he's getting fat. He's spending all his money getting pussy. I love it, dude.
Bro, that is excellent, man. You're right, dude. James Harden, you're doing it.
He's the man.
He's American.
That's the most American shit of all time.
Yeah.
Like, all right, if I try really, really hard, I still might not win a championship. Yeah. So why not try that hard at all and have a sick life?
Yes.
That's why I fuck with Shaq, too. Shaq could have won way more championships, but you see him when he was at LSU? He's like a skinny guy.
Oh, yeah.
And then he's just like, I'm just going to keep getting fat as fuck.
Yeah, might as well.
I'm going to do Shazam in the off season. I'm going to rap. I'm going to get fat. I'm going to fucking buy Burger Kings and shit like that. And even today, to this day, Shaq's on TV, dude, talking about basketball. Clearly does not watch the games.
Yeah.
Just like has no fucking idea what's going on.
Yeah. Icy hot. The insurance.
He's just constantly doing commercials, dude.
He'll sell something dangerous and then the insurance
yeah,
right after.
Yeah.
They're like, get the new Shaq archery kit.
Right.
You got a neighbor that's out of line? He'll just grab a ball off a rim. Not anymore.
right.
Nothing to do with
Not
archery.
with Shaq arrows.
Yeah.
Shaq's arrows.
Yeah. Hey, and then the next commercial's like, oh, is somebody shooting at your house? Get the insurance.
It's perfect.
Yeah, you need the Guardian or whatever it is, that little fucking insurance guy.
Oh, yes, the general.
Yeah, put icy hot on your grandmother. And get the general.
But yeah, no, I respect athletes that are just like, this is my job. It rules. I'm going to have the best time in the fucking
Great
world.
point.
And I'm not going to be Jordan. Dude, look at the fucking Last Dance. Jordan is sad. His eyes are fucking yellower than that 24 right there. You know what I mean? Like, he's drunk as fuck. He put everything in those years. And yeah, he was the man, right? And of course, Michael Jordan's the fucking man. I respect him. But it's like, you'd rather be a guy who's a choke artist in the playoffs, but made millions of fucking dollars. And by the way, Harden had some good games against the Celtics when he was on the Sixers. He had a couple bangers. But still, I would rather just be a guy who's awesome as shit and never wins, but has no stress versus a guy who's like lives and dies with. You hear Larry Bird talk about championships. He's like, it just doesn't feel disappointing when you win, and when you lose, you want to kill yourself. It's like that crazy, and it's like that's a fucking serial killer. And yeah, he's awesome, but I don't want that shit, dude. I want to have a good ass time. It's
a great point, man. I think it's just an overall good point about how like we get caught up in having to be the champion.
Yeah.
And how unrealistic it is that everybody's going to be the champion.
Totally.
And to recognize, do I really want to do all it's going to do to possibly be the champion?
Yeah.
And then what are you realistically left with? Like, yes, there's some recognition to it, but is that worth the things you might sacrifice along the way, you know?
Yeah, totally.
And just because something's your job doesn't mean you have to be the champion as long as you show up, do a good job, and have fun.
Have fun, entertain people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's great, man. I really appreciate you thinking about that.
Yeah, of course, dude.
Yeah, it's true. It's like, because you get on this it's almost like instead of walking, when you get to the airport sometimes in Minneapolis.
Yep.
Which, by the way, they've done a great job.
Great airport.
Great airport. You get there and you can go on that track or you can just walk. You know what I'm talking about, with the moving floor?
Yes, of course.
And you just get on that moving floor and you're not even really thinking about your steps.
No.
You're just,
But it does feel cool, I will say.
It is
Sorry
nice.
to muddy up the analogy.
No, it's nice.
But I feel fast as shit when you go on those, and I even pick up the pace, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm fucking Superman. I'm bionic.
Oh, you'll
out
go
this
fast?
bitch.
You'll walk on them?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I love
huh?
that. You feel so fast.
Yeah, oh, you feel like you're in a threesome, I feel like.
No, that for me historically, that's nervous, blowing it. Having the worst time in my life. I've had a nice one, but most of them have been
Yeah?
brutal.
What city do you have a nice one in?
Chicago.
Okay.
And one in New York, but yeah, had some bad ones a couple other places.
Oh, you've been in a multitude
I've
of
been
them.
in a couple, yeah. I ended my special with did we talk about this last time? It feels like we did.
I don't remember.
Because I feel like you were in one.
I was in a unique one outside of Missouri.
Yes,
one
we
time,
talked
and
about it. We talked about it.
Grateful
Yeah,
that everybody
yeah.
made it out okay. To be honest, it's just.
Yeah, but if you're crushing it in a threesome, that's probably what that feels like.
Well, my thing was I didn't know one of the girls, so I was trying to small talk while I was
Yeah.
hooking up with this other girl. So it was like, they were like, "Hey, where are you from?" No,
No,
do you have family? And you're just making it just. The whole thing was just ridiculous. What other news we got? Let's bring a little bit more up.
I think you just
for a
gotta turn.
while, huh?
I think you just gotta turn that brain off, brother. When you're
No, you're right.
When the dick is hard, the brain is off. That's I think how it needs to
Oh,
be.
that has been my number one problem. I remember when I used to be able to smoke weed sometimes, my erection, because my brain would shut off.
Yes.
And my erection, dude, it would be like, oh my God, it would be like somebody that had gotten to the top of a hill for the first time in its life.
Oh my God, this view is unbelievable.
Yep, it stayed up there, it was doing selfies.
Yeah, dude, I'm with you too. That is always my problem because when I actually like a girl, the first time I fuck her, I have been hard 0% of the time because I'm worried I'm gonna blow it. Yeah. But then if it's like, just we both know the score, we're just here to bust, no problems dick wise. And then again, if I break through and I've been dating somebody for a while and I trust, all the like anxiety of like, does this person like me, all this shit, when that truly goes away, not just intellectually, but I feel it's going away, my dick actually truly gets hard.
Really?
And then we broke up. Literally, this happened to me where I dated somebody and I felt like we finally got all our shit figured out. And my dick was getting harder than ever. To the point where she was like, what's up with your dick? Like, she was literally like, something's different. Your dick is like, actually, she was like, she was like mildly uncomfortable for the first time ever having sex with me. She was like, your dick has gotten not small anymore. Like that was essentially not big.
Wow, yeah.
Not big, but not small,
Yeah.
And then literally
Positive.
we broke up. It felt good. It felt good.
Feeling positive, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, that's it. I never try and work through that uncomfortable phase
it's
to
tough.
see if there's a real phase on the other side. It's so hard for me, man.
It's scary. For me too, that's the only girl I've ever done it with. And I will tell you this, it took a while to like get over that. But once it happened, it felt awesome. And like, I've been too busy the last couple years. Like, I don't feel like I don't know if you feel this way, but it's like on the road constantly and shooting a special and working on other projects. I don't even feel like a person. Like, I barely see my friends. I barely see my family. You can't have a dating life because you're just not in a fucking city for longer than whatever. And so I'm really looking forward to like focusing on that shit. In the next year, I'm taking most of the next year off.
Wow, really? Stuff?
Yeah, I can't.
Good for you, man.
I can't be I can't. Like from the road anyway. Like I'll do local shit, I'll work on my act. And I'm going to say, you lose a lot of money doing that, but it's like, what do you have the money for?
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I would say give it a whirl. It's worth it. Because I felt it was, and it ended up we weren't right for each other for other reasons, but when your dick gets hard from love, that's special.
Oh, wow. Gosh,
That's a special thing.
yeah, I want that.
I think you can have it. You're a wonderful guy. A girl would be lucky to have your truly hard dick, anxiety free.
Oh, can't even imagine that. Really?
Yeah, I know it is hard to imagine. When it happened to me, I was like, "What's going on here?"
No way. Yeah, I can't imagine like having natural like
Just being
rehardation.
I'm reharded. I'm a rehard.
Yeah, dude.
The way you know you're in love when you fuck like a rehard.
Yeah, I do not. I am like a sniper. I literally have to get my wiener hard, run in there. I'm like
go.
I'm
You're
like
getting the signal.
I'm like a Navy SEAL, dude. Shout out my friend Lance Hecker, but I had to get out. I would have to get erect, run in there, do the damage, and then slip out.
Yeah.
I mean, before the gates even close, I'd have to make it back out.
I get that, man.
Oh man. What else? What other news we got? Botox George Santos allegedly spending. Oh yeah, this dude. This is just exactly where we are again as a society. George Santos. They said he spent $400,000 on OnlyFans
again
of his campaign.
I gotta say, respect, because this guy's a fucking idiot, and he's like that's the thing. This guy's a crook, right?
Yeah,
and he realistically was like, well, a sick way to be a crook is to be a representative, and he's just fucking killing it, dude.
Yeah, this happened more and more. He spent a honeymoon in Vegas. He did a Hamptons holidays.
Awesome. Being a
Where
chubby
is that?
guy with Botox is
Not
also
Hampton Inn, huh? That's not very expensive.
Oh no, the Hamptons in fucking Long Island.
Oh fuck that, dude! I like
Billy
Hampton
Joel
Inn, bro.
Country.
They redid them about 12 years ago. The Hampton Inns, they're great.
You're a Hampton Inn guy.
I love them. Elevators are all the same. They have like a little nice positive thing on it
Okay.
with like a black kid on a rope swing, or like a white kid like getting a lemonade from his grandma.
Yes. I was always a Holiday Inn Express man.
Ooh,
When
really?
it came to the lower levels, I I'm not a Hampton Inn guy.
My top spender, she put up. Well, here's his problem. He also put George Santos as his screen name.
Wait, what the fuck? That's a girl.
Right, that was her. But her top spender, she's saying she's an OnlyFans model.
But he's gay. Santos is gay.
Is he?
Yeah.
Well, he spent $435,000 attempting to not be gay.
What the fuck? Go to this girl's. Is she trans or something? Or does she peg guys?
Yeah, let's see if she's transed up.
Or maybe she fucks guys? No.
Wow.
I mean, if she's trans, I'm sucking that thing, no problem.
If she's trans, dude, Red Rover, I'll be
6'2".
right up.
Uh-oh. I
I'll
might
be-
have to. Yeah.
I'll be right over. Wow. What's her name? I mean, she seems like she
She
has
might be trans, which again, no problems here.
a sug ass sex, huh?
Why don't we
Sugs.
scroll down just a little bit? And George Santos was looking at her. I thought that guy was gay as hell.
Yeah, he might not be gay anymore. I think for $435,000, you can make it out of anything. You know,
Yeah, that's true.
where I'm from anyway.
That's a nice chunk.
Yeah.
You know, that's a nice chunk.
But that's-
absolutely, you can stuff the condoms full of money, and just to keep your dick hard that way in a woman. Worst case scenario. Doesn't Santos also have like a hot, also scammer sister? I think I saw somebody tweet about that.
Well, a lot of people are just making it to it's politics now, but it's like it's funny because you don't want lifelong politicians, it feels like, because the system is so dirty,
Of
right?
course, yeah.
But then it's also like you get these like just fly by night kind of people like
Yeah.
Fetterman,
Right.
who I'm not saying is bad or good, but he's just, sometimes he shows up like he's, like it's a off day
Yeah,
or whatever.
he's got his fucking sweat shorts on.
Yeah.
Me and him dress way too similar.
Oh, that's a good point. He's like,
Although he's not this dripped out, but on my travel days,
no, if you're dripping, he's a leak.
yeah.
It's like he wears like champion athletics.
yes.
Which I respect it. It's
Oh,
comfortable.
there we go.
Um,
Tiffany.
He paid her rent.
That's
This lady.
That's his sister.
Oh, George Santos' sister Tiffany hasn't paid rent since 2020.
Respect, another scammer in the family.
Yeah, so it's just that's a lot of what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
What else? What was that other story you had up? Oh, this was interesting. Bin Laden's letter to U.S. stuns young Americans. He was right. A decades-old document allegedly written by Osama Bin Laden entitled Letter to America recently went viral on TikTok, with some young Americans believing that the al-Qaeda founder made valid points about their own country.
I mean, I don't know this letter, but American imperialism definitely led to fucking
up.
terrorism. There's no way around. I mean, that's the thing. No innocent people shouldn't have died. No,
Right.
terrorism's fucked up in any way. But it's like you can't say that America didn't act fucked up. It doesn't to this day act fucked up in foreign countries, and
Yeah.
we've been destabilizing the Middle East forever. You know what I mean? Like,
Go back to that article if you don't mind, please, brother. I just want to see a little bit more. Keep going down. It's wild and everyone should read it, said one TikTok user, warning that the letter had left her very disillusioned and confused. Bin Laden, the son of a wealthy Saudi businessman, founded al-Qaeda, or the base, in 1988 following the Soviet defeat and withdrawal from Afghanistan, a conflict in which he fought. I didn't know he was a fighter in that.
we fucking supplied them because they were fighting the Soviets. A lot of like,
Oh, we supplied them. We supplied
because it was a
Osama.
proxy war. Yeah, absolutely.
Under his leadership, the group launched several deadly attacks and bombings in various nations, including the attacks on September 11, 2001.
The base is an interesting name for a terrorist group.
Yeah.
It's the base.
Huh?
You think they were fucking? You think they were fucking?
Terror.
Terrorism. Death.
terror.
Death to America. And they do that cool yodeling shit.
The creation and continuation of Israel is one of the greatest crimes, and you are the leaders of its criminals, Bin Laden wrote. Each and every person whose hands have become polluted and the contribution towards the crime must pay its price and pay for heavily. Oh, here it says, the Saudi-born militant then wrote the Palestinians had to be revenged along with the people of Afghanistan. So what he's saying is, oh, and here it is, the American people are the ones who pay the taxes which fund the planes that bomb us in Afghanistan, the tanks that strike and destroy our homes in Palestine, the armies which occupy our lands in the Arabian Gulf, and the fleets which ensure the blockade of Iraq. This is why the American people cannot be innocent of all the crimes committed by the Americans and Jews against us.
All right, we had to hit us with a J, didn't you, Osama? Yeah.
But so what is he saying here? He's saying,
I mean, he's basically saying
that we have you can't just look at America's actions as no repercussions of them.
I think so. I mean, look, obviously, Osama Bin Laden's off here, right? Like, obviously, right. I'm not aligned with Osama, where he's basically like,
no, neither one of us are.
He's basically like, yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be like you. No. But I think I think he's saying that, like, by just living in America, no one's innocent, and you're able to fucking. That's why I think that's how they're talking about terrorism and stuff like that. But I do think what he's saying, obviously he's wrong about that shit, right? You shouldn't kill fucking innocent people at all. But I think he's saying that American imperialism is like, people are going to be fucking pissed off about that. And yes, America has supplied Israel with tons of money, billions of dollars, and they need Israel. America needs Israel because it's a strategic, base in the Middle East. It's the only like ally that they have there, and so and they've just kind of we've all kind of turned a blind eye to the situation in Gaza, where it's like,
yeah, it's unfortunate.
They don't have an independent government. They're under the rule of Israel, and each year it gets like they take more and more of their, like, the land or whatever.
Yeah.
And I guess the whole point is like, yeah, America has been acting in a lot of fucked up ways that fucking a lot of people are pissed off about. And
I think a lot of people don't know about either, probably.
Totally, absolutely. Absolutely.
Like, you don't think sometimes that, like, if you go and do something in a country, if your forces, it's like you want to cheer your forces on because they're your team, right? They're the people that are keeping your country free. But if you kill people in Iraq because you're hunting Al-Qaeda,
totally, and
you kill a ton of civilians,
totally,
the children of those civilians and the brothers and fathers of those civilians are gonna want to repercuss.
Absolutely, they want revenge. I mean,
it makes sense. I would too.
It's a true empathy thing of, like, think about if this is how you lived. If you're in Iraq, if you're in Afghanistan post-war, if you're in Gaza under occupation, if you see your loved ones get fucking killed by a foreign country's army, and you're not. It's like the Cat Williams joke where it's like, what does the Iraq army uniform look like? Like, I'll wait. Like, we've never seen it. He's like, we're just killing motherfuckers. We're calling them insurgents. Dude, Cat has the best. Wow. That's the best Iraq war Cat joke. Williams. That on the Pimp Chronicles, it's the best Michael Jackson joke, and it's the best Iraq war joke, I think. But anyway, that's the thing. It's like, yeah, people are going to be fucking pissed off about that.
Yeah, that's the same thing that I think that it's like, people, you see like you always hear like the Free Palestine movement, and for me, it's like, if a place, when you hear the free thing, like free, that place usually needs help, right?
Yeah.
That's
a
the
good
place
rule of
that
thumb.
needs, it's like, you don't hear free America.
Right.
You don't hear free Israel. You don't hear
free China.
Yeah, you don't hear
China's
free
good.
South Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't hear free Nevada.
No.
You hear.
You
hear free Palestine. Shit's heartbreaking over there.
Without question, yeah.
And our news doesn't even cover it fairly either.
No, it's not at all. I mean, no one is for terrorism, and it's like when you point out that the people in Gaza have been under military occupation with, like, not access to water, like they have like a ton of crazy shit, and we're not even getting into what's happened now, which is like they're killing so many civilians, it's fucking out of control. It's insane. And it's like the response is, I mean, it's like a moral crime what's happening. But we've ignored the context of that situation, which is like, yeah, dude, these, like, think about exactly what you said. It's like, think about what would happen if Americans were put under that, that's the whole point, right? Of, like, I mean, especially if you're like a second, like the guys who always talk about, I have a gun in case the government were to fucking, like that's happening to those people.
Right.
They have no right. Like they're like, it's crazy the situation over there. And right now it's like
It's
hospitals are
heartbreaking.
getting bombed. It's like,
Yeah, and if your army is so, like such a talented army as Israel has, right?
Yeah.
Why don't they send people in, especially if you already
Yes.
control the
I
area?
mean, I
You're
know.
telling me you can't like. I would rather have our Navy SEAls go in
yeah, absolutely.
and do the job in an
Yeah.
effective manner, efficient.
I know. There's no way. That's the thing. It's
against against the terrorist people.
right. The people who
Then
did it.
fucking block. It just seems like the not only cruel but the dumbest fucking thing.
Well, it's like, especially for people that have lived through Iraq. Like, we lived through that shit. This country did. There was obviously protests, but we basically were like, all right, we're taking you. Okay, I guess. And then it's like, it was complete bullshit. They had no fucking.
They didn't have any
no
weapons. Yeah, they didn't
had
have a
no
water
nukes.
gun.
Yeah. Saddam's fucking sons were too busy buying like golden fucking whips to hit their fucking slaves with. They were buying tigers and shit to eat Kurds. They were horrible people, but
Yeah.
they didn't have fucking nukes.
This is his son right here. Is a goth son. He's actually going to be in. And he's gonna,
he's with. It looks like an older woman, which is kind of hot.
wow. It
yeah.
looks just like his father.
Yeah, dude, that is funny to be goth Osama.
Yeah, dude. It's like what's a good goth band that starts with L?
Lamb of God's not goth.
Or like heavy metal?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm thinking of a lot of M's. Megadeth, Metallica. Geez, I'm really blowing it. Iron
I was just
Maiden.
trying to think of a good play on words.
Sorry, man.
I'm fine. I'm
We
outsourcing it.
both check swinging. We're like, we'll take another pitch.
Oh, damn.
We're gonna pass on that riff.
I wonder if it'd be interesting to talk with that guy.
Oh, are you kidding me? It would be fucking fascinating.
I bet that would be fascinating.
I mean,
Wow, I would love to talk with that guy and just see because he's just a son,
Yeah.
I can't even imagine what his life
well,
is
they
like.
know. I mean, he had a ton of kids, Bin Laden.
He
They
did?
were they were rich as fuck. And, I believe culturally, it's like you just have a ton of fucking kids if you have that much. I mean, his paintings suck dick. But that's like,
I would buy that probably.
that's not bad, I guess, if your fucking nephew did it.
But also, you're learning to paint in a cave, dude.
No, I think he's in America.
We don't know if he is. I don't know, bro. Who knows?
Painting by fucking lamplight.
Yeah, dude. If you're painting by lighter,
Although, didn't when SEAL Team got him, he was in like a McMansion in Pakistan, wasn't he? Where was he at?
there's a lot of rumor that the guy who said that they say shot him didn't shoot him.
Ooh. He's still out there? Or they were just...
Oh, no, he's deceased.
Gotcha. Because didn't they throw
But
his
the
body...
guy that did it, or claims to have done it, I've just heard that there's rumors that that's not this right.
Oh, yeah, because there was like one guy who's on podcasts all the time.
Yeah, Michael O'Brien, I think is his name.
It does feel like...
I read the book. The book's amazing.
Okay.
His book. And he's a neat guy. I've met him. But people say that. Who knows?
Yeah.
But I think there's this, or maybe there's just a thing. It also could be, you're not, Robert O'Neill, that you're not supposed to say what happened if you did it.
Yeah,
I think that's the code of conduct, apparently.
It feels a little like, it's like, act like you've been there before.
Yeah.
Like, don't do a dance like a wide receiver.
Yeah,
Hand the ball to the ref.
Hand the ball
Go
to the
kill
ref.
the next fucking
Yeah.
terrorist. You know what I mean? Like,
There's a lot of rumors like that.
which I get.
But yeah, man, that stuff's heartbreaking. I want to have some people on that know more about maybe that kind of stuff.
I'm too stupid. I mean, but yes, absolutely. I mean, it is.
It feels like you have to, do something. Because if you're the power too,
Of course.
you are the one that has to figure it out. The other entity that it's not as powerful,
Right.
or doesn't have any powers,
Yes,
or only has limited powers, is they can't. It's not. There's no way for them to figure it. Like,
Yeah, I mean, you definitely should have somebody on who knows more like about it. But it's like the history is crazy because it's like, not only do they have, it's like the people there they've tried for two-state solutions in the past, but nobody wants to talk about how like Israel didn't want that. Anyone who was trying to have a peaceful thing, like they assassinated a lot of peaceful leaders, and there's even like they helped fund Hamas because I believe they wanted the PLO again. But like it's just the kind of thing where this thing is so fucked up. What's been going on for 50 plus years in Gaza, and it's like it's not that I don't understand why Israel is I understand why Jews are a little on edge. I get it. Like there's so much anti-Semitism in the world, but it's like that does not.
Do you think there is?
In the world, yeah, I do think there's generally anti-Jewish sentiments, but I also think
there probably is.
But I also think like that doesn't. We're not talking about Jewish people. We're talking about the state. We're talking about a state government. We're
talking about Israel.
We're talking about exactly
Yeah,
a government, and it's like those aren't the same thing. And a government that has people that are extremists in it is different than.
Well, that Netanyahu guy seems. He just seems. He gives me the creeps.
Yeah, they have people in the government that are just like, we should exterminate them. Like they're just straight up saying crazy racist shit, and it's like that has to also. People also need to know that shit, dude. Like it's not. It's
especially if you were a group that somebody has already said that to. But maybe that's like the thing where if like somebody says something to somebody like hate creates hate. I don't know. I don't know how that stuff gets stuck in people's DNA and stuff like that,
I know.
But yeah, just I don't know.
No,
that shit is fucking heartbreaking.
It's completely fucked.
And now there's too much visibility now where we are in like with social media and everything for people not to see what's going on.
I do think, and I also think there's like a generation of people that like for younger people, it's like they're just seeing what's going on right now. You know what I mean? They're just like, this is fucked up. Like you can have you can have the reasons you're doing this, but like we're 19, we're living through this moment right now, and we can't believe what the fuck
and
we're
they don't
seeing.
look at the history of stuff because they don't really have a long history in their lives yet, so they don't really history's not a part of things. To them, it's like what's happening right now. How does it look right now?
Yeah,
that's the way society is now.
Right.
How does this look right now?
But it's also, I do think obviously you should know proper context and you should do your research.
Yeah.
But I also do think there is something to that idea of like it's also free of a lot of thinking where it's like, oh yeah, we're just taking these at face value. Like we're just seeing this and this is not acceptable to us. But who knows? I'm not the guest for I'm not the guest for super in-depth shit like that.
No,
but yeah,
dude,
what's going on
you're
is
you're like a Gorgonzola judge.
Yeah, dude. Bring in some aged cheeses. Bring in a fucking rib. Bring in a ribeye. I'll tell you which one's good. Give me 4 ribeyes.
I'll slurp a bowl of brie down.
What are we having for dinner, by the way? What are we gonna get in between before the show,
That's
man?
Hilarious.
That's what we gotta be talking. That's what we gotta be thinking about.
You are right.
Listen, let's keep potting, but in the back of your head, you think about dinner, brother.
What could I go for? A porterhouse?
Doesn't sound too bad.
Good boy.
Don't sound too bad to me,
Dang,
brother.
Dang. Cordell Stewart blew a guy at Shenley Park over there. And then the Fruit Loop. Dude,
shout out
Pittsburgh
to Cordell.
is fucking unreal. Huh?
Yeah, I mean that white trash is everywhere. That's
love it,
Baltimore
brother.
talks like that.
Baltimore does too?
Baltimore, Philly. Wow. It's a little different.
Dang.
Oh my God. What the hell are you talking about, yo? Here's what I say about Israel Palestine. Let them fight it out. Arabs versus Jews, who gives a shit? That's what those guys think. Put it over there, Joe, make it a Ravens country. Put a statue of Joe Flacco up there. We will annex Israel for Baltimore. Start serving crab cakes out of that motherfucker.
Ray Lewis was a Jew. Yeah. They'll start saying all kinds of shit.
Oh, yeah. Matt Stover, he was Jewish. We should get the country. That should be for the Ravens.
I know. I feel bad for my Jewish friends, too, that are like, fuck, why are we getting... If they're getting flack from people because their country... Because they're like... Or because they're the...
Yeah, well, you should... Absolutely. It's ridiculous to blame Jewish people, right? Like, it's not... And that's why it's like, I don't want... But that's like, you don't want anti-Semitism to get worse because of this, obviously. Like you don't want this, like really you got to fucking stop bombing the place immediately. Like you got to have a ceasefire. It's fucking crazy not to do that. And then it's like, can we actually try and have real fucking productive, like peace talks? Like could something good happen out of this? I don't know.
Yeah, and why can't we step in and try to help? We're the ones that are, America is part of the group that, and Britain that helped create it, right?
Yeah, it was British. It was a British colony before, and then they were like, all right, we feel bad about you just take this, essentially.
You can't ref the first quarter and then fucking...
All right, boys, call your own fouls.
Yeah. but one team owns all the balls.
Yeah. One team's got all the whistles.
That's perfect, dude. That's why you're great, man. Because whistles was the right joke.
Yeah, that's all right, man. That's all right.
Whistles was the right joke. Stavvy, anything else you want to think about, man? I think we've talked a lot, huh?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. I mean, we could go. This is the easiest podcast in the world. We could do this for fucking 10 hours.
We've got a show tonight.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there was anything else that we wanted to learn. We got the special
Not
is
really.
out.
The special,
people people can watch it. It comes out December 5th.
December 5th on Netflix.
I'll
Fat
make sure
Rascal.
to post on my socials too.
Appreciate you,
on
bro.
that day, man. I'm sure people are going to be excited to see it. I just watched Trevor Wallace's new special.
Hell
I thought it
yeah.
was really cool.
I haven't seen it. Where's it on?
It's on, I want to say Amazon maybe.
Oh, sick.
Or
Okay.
Hulu. But it was
Nice.
just cool.
Yeah.
Trevor's a hard worker, man, that kid.
Yeah.
He's a great dude, and I love just his whole thing is like so ridiculous.
They do a podcast where it's like just to talk to porn stars because I really respect that.
I think they have them on sometimes
Yeah,
because
yeah,
they're still jerking off a lot.
Yeah,
So it's
I
like-
respect that from a philosophical standpoint. It's
Yeah.
like you know who's the king of that is that guy Glenny.
Oh, Glenny Balls. Yeah.
I mean, I got to meet that guy because I feel like that's a path my life could have gone down. He just has a show with the express purpose of trying to fuck porn stars.
Yeah.
He's the man. Respect.
I'll have a buffalo cheddar before before you come. Yeah, I'll have that.
Yeah, that's the best part. It's like I've seen a couple clips. He is not good at interviewing.
He's like, yeah.
And like these girls also are not like the fucking most talented orators. So it's like not compelling content. It exists solely for Glenny Balls to get his dick sucked. And honestly, salute.
Yeah, dude. Welcome to America, Glenny. Oh, yeah.
Just like James Harden.
You're
Respect.
like, yeah, you're the,
You know,
the James Harden
Just
of
having
the
a good
industry.
time, dude.
Oh, Glenny's hilarious, dude. Glenny is the most lovable there is. If you see him, he's literally like he's like a French bulldog.
Love it, dude.
But that had a lot of croissants.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
He definitely
Soft.
Yeah.
A fluffy old French bulldog.
Oh, there's some flake coming off
no,
him, you know?
I
He's
respect
beautiful.
that. Yeah, like I don't know the guy
Oh
personally.
yeah, he's great. But no, the show is he's like, yeah, you like having tits in your bra. Yeah. It's just like-
Man, I'd love to know his conversion rate on the podcast.
he says all the time, I don't try to have sex with these girls.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
We're like,
yeah.
well,
Okay.
if you don't, Glenny,
Yeah.
then what are you doing?
Yeah.
Then you're an
You're
Albanian.
just a journalist. You try to get on 60 Minutes. You think this is step one?
Bro, then you're just an Albanian.
Yeah, exactly. That is Albanian TV. Is like we find the biggest breasts in village and we ask question, and we see with camera on breast whole time. I did go to my Albanian friend's house one time as a child, and they had just gotten Albanian TV.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And they had it was like a variety show where it was like skits, and it's obviously all this the comedies, you know, back 80 years there, where it's like all the skits are like men dressed as women, you know what I mean? Like like that level of shit. And then the DJ in between skits was someone called DJ Topless, and it was straight up. You're not gonna believe this, Theo. A woman with her tits out on TV on like. What's on like on a Sunday afternoon? This woman just had her tits out, spinning Euro trash music. It was fucking awesome.
See, that's the kind of diversity we need in this country. I think.
Absolutely. We gotta get the titties out, free the nipple for sure.
Free America, dude.
That's
Before
right.
it's too late.
Before it's too late.
We got to figure it out. We just got to keep communicating too and thinking as much as we can and making people laugh. Man, you do a great job of that, Stavros.
Oh,
Thank
thanks,
you, man.
dude.
This is a highlight of my month. Man.
Thank you, dude. Anytime. And dude, we gotta get you on Stavvy's World sometime. You're in New York.
And where do you tape in New York?
New York, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But we
I'll
can
come
figure
do it this
something out.
year.
Hell yeah, dude.
I'll
Let's
come do it this year, man. I'll do it
love it.
next.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
got a
dude.
couple IOUs. That's a tough thing with pods. It's like you get a few IOUs and then you're doing your own and you start
Of
touring and you're
course.
like,
no, I get it. And maybe we can figure some shit out on the road. Who knows? But anytime you want to fucking come on, and dude, I'll do the show every week if you want me to.
oh,
You
no.
know,
Well, you're
like-
always welcome, but I owe
Yeah,
you, man. So I'll come
yeah.
over there.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, congratulations, dude.
Thanks, big
It's
dog.
exciting to see you manage this and just have an experience. And yeah, that James Harden approach, I like it.
That's all. That's, you know, obviously my favorite player is Giannis. He's the fucking man, and he's more of the like, I'm gonna fucking work hard and I'm gonna improve. And but he's also got his family, right? Like, there's different approaches to it, but like at the end of the day, I just tip my hat to a man who fucking just says, yeah, I'm not going to care about being that good at my job. I'm going to care about my life being better. And I'm going to be a little more hardened this year. I was a little too, I was a little too much like fucking Kobe last year, you know?
Yeah, be a little more hardened on yourself.
Yeah. Yep. I'm going to be hardened and then I'm going to get reharded.
Yeah.
I'm going to find a woman and get reharded. We really came up with a great loophole.
Oh, I can't wait to shut down my central nervous system and get an erection. Dude, bro, that should be our national anthem.
Yeah.
Fucking unreal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm a Marshawn Beauchamp fan, dude.
Hell yeah. Yep.
Awesome,
He's good.
dude. Yeah. Thank you so much, Stavvy, and congrats again, brother.
Thanks, dude. Thanks for having me.
All right, peace. Alex Lagos, congratulations too on the baby, on the Al-baby.
Yeah, the Albanian.
Now I'm just floating on the breeze, and I feel I'm falling